California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, May 29, 2026, this sports program begins right now.
Sports!
Are fantastic, and last night the San Antonio Spurs, in an ass-beating fashion, get us to the glorious two words of all of playoff sport ball that isn't football. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a Game 7 coming for the Western Conference Finals. Woo!
Yeah!
If Game 7 looks like Game 6, it's going to be an ass-beating and a bit boring. Nobody really loved how we got to Game 7, but we love that we got to a Game 7. I also appreciate the fact that Wemby is proving to be exactly who we are starting to learn he is. He's an absolute dog, a killer. Their back-to-back loss thing is just outrageously long. And then Oklahoma City obviously debunked that games 2 and games 3. But other than that, they did not lose back-to-back games very often all season. In the playoffs, back-to-back losses for them was few and far between. We assumed that Wemby was going to respond. We assumed he wasn't just going to roll over. And what he did was drop 28 points, get subbed out early in the fourth quarter, and not hit 30-plus points, which everybody assumed he was going to be able to do so, including me, who was chasing the crown. But now we come down to a Game 7 to decide the future of ball.
Yes.
Is basically how it's being chatted about right now. I saw Mike Wilbon yesterday also was preaching the same narrative that I kind of found myself believing, that if Oklahoma City wins again, already having a back-to-back MVP, look for that style of ball becoming the style of ball. Just like when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were the Splash Brothers and they were winning, guess what everybody started doing? Oh, we're just going to huck these things up, and all of a sudden we became a pop-a shot for three-pointers in the NBA. Everybody was trying to become that because they were the champions. It's normally like what you see at the top of the mountain is what you're going to try to become if you're trying to get to the top of the mountain. So if this becomes the new way of basketball, boy.
That's not good.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Won't do it.
But on that note, I do love this Oklahoma City team. They play their brand of ball, and they do not care. And they win. And they're walking into most arenas that are filled with hate, and they do not care. They got moxie. They got aura. They got their asses beat last night. How will they respond for Game 7? That shall be the conversation. We'll talk to Q Rich in about 30 minutes or so. I'm excited to get his take on how everything's going. And also, what does this mean for the Knicks as we wait another game here, and they continue to get more and more rest? I heard there's a pinky thing going on over there. Let's go to the Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Got loud about the pinky this morning on First Take. Seems like the internet was also loud. Don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, me neither, because I thought it was pretty much put to bed. Listen, I know that, Mitchell Robinson, he did have a broken pinky. He played the rest of that game, had surgery on it, and he pretty much came out right away and said, like, hey, listen, I'm going to go. This is the NBA Finals. I will play. And then, yes, this morning the big narrative was this guy better play.
Stephen A. was very mad at a pinky. And I think there was a time where there was maybe some questions on whether or not this pinky was going to take a massive human who does very physical work out of a game in the finals because of a pinky. But then I think that kind of changed a little bit. But I think this Knicks team more healthy than they've ever been in the playoffs. We've gotten a chance to see them, obviously, over the last couple of years because not only the Celtics and them doing battle in the Eastern Conference, but also the Pacers and the Knicks have developed quite a little rivalry, and we've got a chance to see them. They get tired. They just got tired. They didn't have enough players playing all season long, so whenever it got into the deep waters, they didn't have enough bodies to be able to keep up with Coach Carlisle and the Pacers, who keep the pace at a very high level, and they're trying to run your ass off the court. They got cramps, they got injuries, and literally that's how the Pacers beat the New York Knicks. Now, were they going to do the same thing to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals? We'll never know because Tyrese couldn't get a full Game 7 in after he tears his Achilles after already scoring 10 points. He probably would have 60 in that game and go down in history. But what I was saying is for the Knicks, what a dream playoffs this has been for them because you're obviously always going to get injured. OG Anunoby had a hamstring there. Okay, don't worry about it. We're already up 2-0. Let's see if we can close this. We can. Oh, we got another week and a half for that hamstring to heal. If this is going long series and these are battles, OG's going to have to play through something. Maybe makes it even worse. He misses 3-4 important games. Now they're going to be completely fresh, other than a pinky, which
should be okay.
Hey, when you're up there,
no, that's a good point.
With rebound.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's going to hurt if you're dunking.
Got big hands, though. Long fingers, that almost makes up for it.
Yeah, so maybe he just decides to play a 9-finger game.
Yeah.
Maybe it just keeps that thing completely out of there. He's going in to dunk like this way. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
So look for him to maybe cradle them back that way because of the pinky problem in there.
Yeah.
But the Knicks should be more healthy than they've ever been. And it should set up, especially after a 7-game battle in the Western Conference, to be very, very beneficial for this Knicks team being the freshest team whenever it makes it to the finals. That has seemingly been the NBA's track record throughout the last couple years. And now this team's just been kind of chilling, waiting for everybody to kind of come and get them.
Yeah, most days ever with rest going into the NBA Finals, I believe with 12. They're also going to be the first team in NBA history to play 3 different teams that are coming off of Game 7. So if history would tell us anything, they might sweep whoever wins this Game 7, but hey, who knows?
We don't know about the pinky. Here is a Hembo stat about, Mitchell Robinson basketball. Knicks have 631 rebounds. Their opponents have 498. That's the largest margin, plus 133, of any team through 14 games in postseason history. Rodman even? Because remember, boom, you see it go, tang, you pull.
Boom.
Bang. He did have a good read on that.
Oh, yeah, always.
Sounds like Pinky Man here.
Yeah.
Might be pinging and powing a little bit
Taller
more.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, it might be really working down there. What if this does change everything about how he plays this pinky finger that he has out
There's a
there?
chance.
I believe he has the worst free throw shooting percentage in NBA playoff history. So this might, throw a brace on there. All of a sudden, he starts making every single one. Goes to underhand, perhaps. He's shooting like 17% from the
17?
No, it's a little higher than that.
Why don't we?
It's bad.
Why don't they? Why? What the guys that are ass, and it's a mockery how bad of a free throw shooter you are. Why don't? Is this just you just can't get yourself to do it?
Pride.
Jackie, no.
Yeah,
Jackie did it.
Yeah.
And he got his entire business on the line.
He didn't have a lot of pride, though.
So you can get the funk
What the hell
out of
did
my
you just
face.
say?
Get the funk out of my face.
I mean, he stole his mom's song, so.
Borrowed it for the success of both of them. And
She
look what he
forgave
did
him.
to the Flint Tropics.
Cancel this guy.
I'm sorry, did you not
Oh,
watch
you're going to need a phone to heaven to go ahead and talk there. I mean, this is disgusting.
You didn't watch the documentary?
What you have just done. That's one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, I guess, in this particular case. AP Tone. I don't
What a
like
dickhead.
anything about what you just did right there. Okay, I think that is
They
disgusting.
kind of played unethical ball, and I'm completely against that right now.
Ed Monix played unethical. You just shut up.
They invented the alley-oop, Tony.
Yeah. Which was kind of unethical at the time.
But now it's awesome. So
Yeah.
we live in the now, not in the then. You can't take yourself back then and do
I
the
can do
unethical
whatever I
hoops
want.
thing because it's not. Oh, yes, you can. Hey, you really can, especially whenever you're hypothetically traveling. And there's some
There we
hypothetical
go.
conversations happening right now, Tone Diggs, in the college football
Yep.
world. I'll tell you what, these conference meetings don't normally produce anything. Normally, it's just a time to take photos for the upcoming season. Let's get some promos. Let's do some conversation. Let's go to the Big 12 with Coach McGuire, former high school football coaching legend in Texas, now the head coach of Texas Tech, obviously Big 12 champs. Also, the team who is changing the entire college football landscape with their NIL, had the number 2 overall pick this last draft.
Yep.
Texas Tech becoming a very real thing out of Big 12. This follows Sark talking about, of University of Texas Longhorn, Steve Sarkisian, talking about another team in their state that has a schedule that if their Texas's third or fourth stringers was playing, it'd probably have a winning season against. And Coach Squire said,
All right.
you talking to me?
Shots fired.
At the conference.
Sark, we played him. We got our butts kicked the last time we played him. We're 1-1 against Texas since I've been there. And I said, there's no way they're talking about us. Because Sark's a pretty tough guy. His teams are really tough. And I would think that if he was talking about us, that he would call us out. Like he wouldn't just say, just kind of this comment of, well, there's another team in our state. And so I guess he was talking about us. So I've actually talked to Keith Patterson and I've talked to G.J. Kinney, and they're willing to take our games, and Abilene Christian will go to Texas State. We'll buy our contract out of Abilene Christian. I'm sure, because Texas has got a lot of money, they can buy their contract out. But I do know there's a lot of Red Raiders that will help them buy that contract out if they don't want to. And they can come to Lubbock week 1. And, we can figure out if their 2s and 3s can win this conference. And I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of stuff about me or about us. We didn't score in the playoffs. That's obvious. You can take a shot at us for that. We didn't score in the playoffs. The last time we played Texas, we got beat 57-7. And he played some of his 2s and 3s. They kicked the crap out of us. But, I know he feels really good about his team if he's making those comments. And, man, we would love to play the University of Texas week 1 in Lubbock. I do know that Cody Campbell reached out to Stephen Jones, so they don't want to come to Lubbock, and we're going to work on trying to get AT&T week 1. So if they want to play week 1, then we're ready. We would love to play the University of Texas.
Okay, Coach McGuire.
Yeah.
We love everything
Hell
about
yeah.
that. Coach Rodriguez, by the way, in there having a time of his life sitting right next to him saying, I love everything about that. So how could you not just immediately fantasize about the Texas hypothetical, the hypothetical
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
Texas Tech? Currently Schlabach's 8th team in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark Schlabach did a way too early ranking in April. He has Texas Tech, the Schlabach 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Texas Longhorns, Schlawball 5.
Wow. Good
We got a
matchup.
top 10 Texas matchup in the hypothetical. Now, is this happening down there at Jerry World? Potentially, because Cody Campbell, who'll be on our show in the second hour here, 1:40, as he is a part of a massive crew that is getting a bill in front of the Senate Commerce Committee today to get voted through to potentially have some rules and regs around college sports as a whole, and also a man who will have a lot of information on the fact that Coach McGuire said that if you guys can't buy yourselves out of your games, we got Texas Tech Red Raiders that'll buy you out of the contract. So what McGuire said is the two teams that we schedule at the beginning just to fill our schedule, basically. Okay, Texas and Abilene Christian, Texas State or whatever. We fill them. Obviously, we're playing in Texas. We'd like to do that. They're doing that because they can get a big-ass check from us. That is kind of how this entire works. We need to fill a schedule. They get a big-ass check. So what we've decided is we've talked to them. They'll actually just play each other. They'll pick up that game, and then we'll just still pay them the amount of money that they would make. They'll be completely happy with that. And turns out guess what? Wide ass open. It turns out you guys can do the same thing. If you would like to do that, we got an idea. And I took it another step further. It should be Thursday night.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're down in LSU. Okay, week 1 right there.
Yeah.
We're obviously down in LSU. There's already a Saturday kind of slate laid out. We take this thing to Thursday. Okay, we're there at Jerry World. Kick off the entire season, basically, with Texas Tech, a hypothetical. Obviously, this hasn't been created yet, so TV networks can still try to bid on this particular event. And this turns week 1 into a bowl game, right? This is the Texas hypothetical. Hypothetical. You take bowl season from the end. Maybe this starts becoming a thing. Because remember, D-Butt said, hey, I saw somebody say this on the internet, and I think it's one of the better ideas that has been talked about. Take bowl season that is after the season, when there are opt-outs and everything happen, put that shit before the season, and then have it not count towards the actual schedule. So you get like a warm-up game, you still get the bowl games, and we get big-time matchups. And inevitably, what everybody fears is if they play good teams and they get a loss, that's going to kind of carry with them forever. Well, make these bowl games, these showcase games up in the front, have it not count towards the record, but obviously we get a chance to see where everybody's at. The big teams, I think, will want to play the big teams, especially if there's new checks on the line for these things with TV networks wanting to stream these. This could potentially be a precedent-setting thing on how we could treat week 1 or week 0 of the college football season. Still get massive matchups and have not entire administrations be scared to death. Now, speaking of scared to death, if Sark says no.
Oh, man.
Tone, I'd like to ask you, a man who's written 3 college football books in your existence on this world. What do you think? McGuire laid out there a minute and 20 seconds or whatever. We never let something run that long. The reason why I did, Cody Campbell's already called a venue for this thing. They are very much laying out like, hey, this is possible. There is a road to be able to do this. Your power people could do it. Our power people could do it. This has never been able to be done before. Months before a season kicks off, 2 top 10 programs just decide that they're going to change what week 1 of the entire calendar looks like and do battle. This would be special for college football. We'd be thankful for Coach Sark saying yes to this. We're pumped for the Texas Tech people trying to push this. This seems very unlikely.
Highly.
But hypothetically, this is a great start to the biggest college football season of all time, which is coming.
Hypothetically, it's awesome. And non-hypothetically, what Joey McGuire did was awesome because Sark's been talking a lot. He's been talking about basket weaving Ole Miss. He's been talking about the Big 12 and their schedule, even though they came from that. And the last decade that they were in the Big 12 wasn't great for Texas. But no, a lot of people are saying Joey did this because he knew that Texas would never do this. They have the number 2 ranked schedule in the country.
Let's get to number 1.
Yeah, we saw.
There you go.
Let's get to number 1.
Starting with Ohio State in week 2. So adding Texas Tech in week 1 would be awesome for them.
Do that on Thursday. You actually get a little extra day. And also a little bit of a wake-up. You're in a big game already. Might be good for this Texas Longhorns football team.
So it's great posturing from Texas Tech and Joey McGuire, especially because they don't know if they have a quarterback for week 1 because Sorsby is dealing with the gambling issues. And then Will Hammond, their backup.
I think we all know, don't we?
Yeah, he's not going to be there.
No.
And then Will Hammond, their highly recruited or highly talented quarterback who played last year a little bit, blew out Utah. He tore his ACL. And Joey McGuire says he's not going to rush him back for week 1. He'll probably be in August, but probably not going to rush back for week 1. So, we'll see.
Any other college football news or college sports news that we need to talk about? Obviously, the Women's College Softball World Series has 2 elimination games tonight. Yeah. We will catch up with Brittany McKinney here in about 15 minutes or so to kind of what do we need to know? Because this hand up, me, I think it's pretty big. You need to do that. Anytime somebody does that hand up thing, they're saying, hey.
That's all me.
I am the focus group for what I'm about to say. College hoops, I don't watch shit. March Madness comes. Okay? We have people come on. I always say, for a friend, can you describe the teams that are in this bracket? Just, what storylines we need to know. That has happened this season with the women's college softball, okay? Mostly because Patty Gasso's team, my team, Oklahoma, hasn't had their best year.
No.
When I've seen Coach Patty Gasso, she's been very mad at her team. That's the only time. That is very abnormal. And I think that is a massive piece of the storyline, actually, for this year's World Series. Mississippi State knocks out Oklahoma. Oklahoma doesn't make the College World Series, first time in 100 years, maybe, in this entire thing. Earth-shattering stuff. What will Brittany McKinney tell us about in 25 minutes or so? We shall see. But I usually know. This year, though, does anybody?
No.
Texas Tech might be in the middle of that one as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are.
Exactly. And they're a great story. I mean, and those games are all entertaining. That is the thing. Even if you don't watch any of them, like walk-off home runs, bunch of strikeouts, and it's more than likely it's someone that you've never watched. So, yeah, I mean, if you have nothing to do, tuning into these games is a good proposition.
College sports might get a bill passed, or the beginnings of a bill getting passed today, which is, I think, very good news. I have not read through the 110-page bill that is being voted on by the Senate Commerce Committee to kind of begin the phases of becoming actual legalization, whatever the hell it is.
Yep.
This is going to be trying to get some guardrails on all of college sports. I think it is to empower the NCAA. I think this is to empower the NCAA to be able to regulate college sports right now, because everything right now, I believe, is the NCAA scared to do anything because they're going to get sued for everything.
Yep.
So any ruling that they make is potentially a harm to somebody's employment or revenue. So then there's different labor lawsuits that the NCAA is going to have to take now that college athletes can get paid. So instead, the NCAA has just kind of gone hands off with everything because they're like, we have no power to do anything. If somebody had a cheeseburger, though, in recruiting when they weren't supposed to, we can kind of... We can kind of crack down on that one. But all the spending and all that, we can't, because we'll have 1,000 lawsuits. We literally can't do anything. So I think the entire thing that they're pitching today, or is trying to get passed today, is to empower the NCAA to be able to uphold some rules that are either TBD or currently in this law to be passed. Huge day, I think, for college sports today. So that is why Cody Campbell will be joining us. There's also some other news coming out of college football.
Yeah, the Big 12 yesterday, I believe all the coaches unanimously voted to prepare or propose, for a 24-team playoff. So that, if you're keeping track there, that would be the Big 10, the ACC, the Big 12, and Notre Dame, all proposing to move to 24-team playoff. And the SEC is the lone holdout. They want it to stay at 12, 14, or max 16. So everyone except for the SEC is looking at 24 right now.
Well, it's not just the SEC, right? Didn't it come out? I think the ACC said the ESPN was thinking there's a lot of different thoughts of what's going on in the business. I assume Fox has ideas as well.
Oh, that's weird. We're going to let the networks decide all this?
No, but it was funny what the ACC commissioner came out and said. They've all been very large partners for us to be able to do any of this. All the money that you're kind of seeing right now go to different places, a lot of it is from TV, so we do respect their opinions. But the commissioners, I do believe, are the ones inevitably who are going to be making the decisions. Greg Sankey has a lot of power.
Yes, he does.
Petiti has a lot of power. Obviously, all the other commissioners are in there with a lobbying position, I think, against the two. And we'll see how it all shapes out. Speaking of lobbying against the two, there is one man who's been lobbying for one team for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
And he's up on TV dressed awesomely. I mean, just maybe the best dressed guy on television every single time he steps on TV.
Yeah.
Always looks fresh. The other night, he joined us in a turtleneck from his computer room on our primetime special, which we are incredibly thankful for. Ladies and gentlemen, PK Subban.
Yeah, PK!
How you doing, PK? I wanted to ask about it the other night on primetime, but I thought now would be a better time. That's a little handbag up there you got. What are we carrying in the handbag? Is that where you keep your weed? No.
That handbag, long story short, long time ago, was bought for a girl that I didn't end up continuing to see. So I just ended up with this handbag, and I'm not about repurposing gifts. So it's wired into my amp over here, right in front of a Bruce Springsteen, Unable to Open, Stays Closed album, special records over there. So it's wired into that thing so that no one can take it if they're ever in my place. But it's a nice little clutch bag. So I don't know. Someone plays their cards right.
You never know.
Get a bag.
Hey, they always talk about like carrying around baggage. You're like, well, we'll never know actually if this is baggage or if this is just a bag. I never want to repurpose a gift, but hey, maybe you never know. Let's do a little hockey talk, shall we? Tonight at 8 on TNT. Okay. I like TNT's coverage because I like Wayno talking about the sport. And obviously, I like the entire crew. I think hockey is doing it great across all networks right now. I would like that to be known very much.
Yes.
I enjoy listening to Wayno in between periods talk about like what he thinks teams need to do. Hey, they're slowing this down. What do you think the kind of story of this game tonight is going to be? Like, how do you think the Montreal Canadiens want this game to go? How do you think the Hurricanes want this to go? What is your kind of thoughts on how this game has to go for either of these teams to win?
Well, I could go with the cliche saying and say that they got to pack a big lunch and they got to load up and pack breakfast. But you know what? Carolina kind of already showed them over the past 2 games of what that type of game is going to look like for them. It's not going to look very good. They have a team that's built to play that way. That was evident. So Montreal has to understand that aggression intensity's got to come within their game. And that's getting over the puck and making a play. Like, if you have a chance to put the puck in the net, it's got to go in the back of the net. You're not getting second and third chances. And that will change and shift momentum and put pressure on Carolina. But they haven't been able to put that pressure on. So, long story short, they got to get their offense going. Everybody's talking about shots, but you got to get aggressive. Your skilled players have to be able to get inside. And they haven't been able to get inside. They have to use their speed. This is the only thing cliche that you're going to hear out of my mouth because it's the way their team is built. They're built to play through the middle of the ice with pace and with speed. If they're not playing fast, I don't see where they're going in the playoffs. They need to play fast. So to me, I expect them to be on the puck tonight. Not saying that they need to take chances, but they definitely going to have to make some plays tonight. So I expect to see their skill. That should be the story for the Montreal Canadiens tonight is, are they able to activate their skill or not? If they're not, this series will be over.
Okay, here's some Hembo stats for you that obviously help the story that you were telling right there. The Hurricanes have allowed 2 or fewer goals in 11 of their first 12 games this postseason, winning them all. Second team to ever do that since the 2012 Kings. Okay, so you're talking about taking advantage of opportunities. Do that. How about opportunities? You're saying not just shoot. Here's the shots on goal stats, obviously coming from the Montreal Canadiens. There was next to none of these things, 12, 13, and 18. Obviously, that is a first period for some teams, especially if they're a heavy offensive team. It's just like the Hurricanes are just smothering. Why is this? What is this style of defense in hockey that maybe doesn't get talked about enough that is this type of defense? Like, is every team trying to do this? Is this a style of hockey whenever you're not giving up a lot of shots? Or are they eating pucks? Like, why are the Hurricanes so much better seemingly on defense than others?
There's nothing about the Carolina Hurricanes that tells me that they sit on their heels and play defense. They attack. They have come into this series and have attacked the Montreal Canadiens. They've attacked them on the forecheck. They've attacked them offensively. They've gone after them special teams. They've come after them wave after wave. It has been a hurricane. I was caught in the middle of the storm last game, and I had nothing to say. It was 3-0 over the first period, and it's all Carolina. They've put the pressure on. Since game 1, maybe they had a little bit of rust, but I said it before. If Montreal couldn't execute in the early part of the series to put that pressure on Carolina to back them off, maybe lessen that forecheck, maybe make them think twice about having that F3 dip in, but they haven't been able to do that. So Carolina's just gotten more and more aggressive. They've pounded the living crap out of Montreal the past 2 games. I'm watching this, and guys got to be hurting in that locker room. So it's been that type of series. It's a hockey series, and that's an element. You talk about the defense, Pat, but it's playoff hockey. This is big boy hockey. And Montreal, we saw it against Washington when they lost in the playoffs. When Carrier took that hit from Tom Wilson, there's a little bit of that going on right now. Like, there's a physicality to this series that they're going to have to figure out whether they're going to beat with their skill and their discipline, or they're going to come out and start hitting Carolina, and somehow we're going to see 3 fights in the first period. I don't see that happening, so I think they have to do the first.
You got to put your big boy pads on to win Lord Stanley Cup.
Pack a big lunch?
That is it. You do have to pack a big lunch.
And big breakfast.
A lot of grit and jam. And
sandpaper.
And no cement in the skates.
No. Clear it out.
No. We're following through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, got to follow.
Nail guns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Only.
No squids.
No squid.
No, never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to hit him with your shoulder. Can't hit him with that. You got to hit him with your shoulder. That's how it works.
What are you talking about? One of these?
The shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder.
One of these. What, is back of shoulder no good?
No, back of the shoulder's no good.
No, hitting the other person. We got to be even with them in front of them, or can you hit behind? What is the rules on hitting?
I never even like to use my shoulder to hit. For me, you see a lot of guys, they get a lot of shoulder injuries. It's the safest way. If you keep your shoulder in tight, hitting a guy like that is fine. I like to hit with my hip. I always love to hit with my hip.
Good hip check.
I just love to throw that caboose out there. Bang. Bang. You know what I mean? With the loose hip. Bang.
Let's go dancing.
Boom. When I dip, you dip.
Sometimes I hit him with the back, too.
Sure.
Oh, like a little pop, a little double, a little bang and a boom.
Sometimes you hit him in the back,
How
too.
about that one guy was going for a back check, you remember? And the door was open and he just went ahead and sat
half
right
the way.
on the corner of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get you when you're trying to go for that hip thing.
That would hurt.
When you're
That
trying
would
to
hurt
do
real
that.
bad.
Okay, last question about tonight's game. Obviously, could be incredibly emotional, I think, from the hockey world. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, PK, I guess I don't know what his current relationship is with Montreal or like the team, but the whole Claude Giroux situation where he, walked the torch out the other night and then just a couple days later, Claude Lemieux, excuse me, not Giroux, you get it. But, he had the whole situation. He walks it out and then a couple days later he passes away. What is it going to be like in there? Like, do you think they might have an extra chip on their shoulder for him, or how's that whole situation going to play out?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know what? It's a dose of reality, guys, right? For everyone, right? You go out and you play the game hard, but to see him walk out with the torch and see him recently, right? And the whole world saw him. It's not just like it's a personal thing. Everybody saw him. I think it's a dose of reality to everybody that we're very, very lucky to be able to compete for a Stanley Cup as players and be a part of all this energy and this love and the culture of hockey and how many people from different parts of the world we've been able to bring together. But the reality is we all have our own personal lives at the end of the day, right? It is just a game, and we all have to walk away from it. After the game is over, we have to walk away from it at some point in time. And when we do, that is all that matters, is we hope that everybody finds their comfort in the lives that they're in. So I think that for Montreal, for those players, that reality of understanding that, like, tomorrow's never promised. You don't know what's to come. Be in the moment. Be grateful for the opportunities that you have. And maybe they can bring that little extra juice tonight because of the fact that they're not feeling sorry for themselves and they're in the moment. So you know this, Pat. You played professional sports. You can't be anywhere else but in the moment. And I think that it should be a reminder to those players just to be in the moment and enjoy where you are.
Yeah, perspective getting put in place because of these types of situations is certainly reality of it all. And I think the Canadians couldn't help but feel some sort of way about it, especially when, we just saw him a few days ago.
Oh, yeah.
We just saw him a few days ago. So
Pat, sorry, I hate to interrupt you too, but when I was playing for the Devils, John Hayden, who played with me, was also friends with the Lemieux. So I spent Christmas at the Haydens with Brendan and Claude. I knew Claude Lemieux very well. I know he was in the agency group. Had lunch with him many times during my career. Was a very, very nice man. I can only say great things about him and his family. He and his family, like I said, I had the opportunity to be able to spend Christmas with them one year, and just a special person, special people, love them very much, and I'm in shock like everybody else. But, the one thing about the hockey world is you see so many guys stepping up and talking about it, and that's what's great about our game now is that we're seeing even guys, not just guys that are currently playing, but players that have long moved on still show themselves and show their face, and we hear their voices, and it's so important. We see Darren McCarty, like, dude, I grew up watching that series and watching those guys battle back and forth. I became a fan of the Detroit Red Wings because of that time. I became a fan of the Colorado Avalanche during that time. So to see those players speak up and once again, just reminds you how special the hockey world is. You know, it's a fraternity, it's a family. When you're in it, you get that support. And I'm sure that we were all happy to see him with a smile on his face when he did walk out with that torch. You know, that's the last vision of him. So Montreal's a special place. I think the players are reminded of that again.
Great community, great culture, tragic event, obviously. And let's never forget to check on our people, you know?
No.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. That's a real thing, you know? And obviously this is happening in our world a lot more than any of us would ever fathom or hope for. So let's remember that. We're all going through our own journey. We are lucky as hell that you stopped by ours. You're the man. We appreciate you. Have an incredible weekend, buddy.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that handbag could be yours from PK Subban.
Hey.
Puts that in the back of his shot.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Stitched into a speaker.
It's stuck in there just as a reminder of what could have been, maybe.
One of a kind.
I wonder if she knows.
She does now?
She does now, yeah.
You think she does?
Oh, yeah. I think there's a chance, yeah.
You think she knows it is her?
Yeah, hey, remember that black handbag you got from PU Subban? Guess what?
No, he said he never got to give it to her, right?
Oh, okay.
He said it ended before he ever got to give it to her.
Okay,
yeah, I don't think I don't know if she's ever seen that until now. Which might be the.
Yeah.
What if there's another gift up there, like boots? There's like something.
You might be getting a call in 15 minutes. Like, hey, you want to maybe try this again?
We're gonna see a big. We're gonna see a big necklace
yeah.
next week that's gonna come across. Maybe a big watch out there. Just hey, all this was already bought for you. And sorry I messed up. It's okay to hate PK, but I'm just want to say I'm sorry.
Just a guy.
Just a guy trying to find my way.
Stand in front of a girl, you know.
Who would have thought? That could be what PK's going through right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll be a part of their love story.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Congrats.
Let's go.
I hope she gets that handbag.
She will.
Me too.
She will.
And I hope she gets whatever comes next.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, whatever he already bought her for sure. And she should maybe wait a couple more weeks just to see what all pops up there that would potentially break his heart. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is somebody that's going to smarten us up on something that we're definitely going to be interested in because it is electrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, we watch the Women's College Softball World Series, and we are blown away by the action, the speed, the hit, the power, the vibes, the environment, the celebrations, the drama. You name it, it has everything. It's like March Madness, but on diamond with super fast pitches. Ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more, UNC alumni, ESPN and ACC Network, softball and baseball pundit, ladies and gentlemen, Brittany McKinney.
Yeah, Brittany!
What's going on, Pat?
Hey, how are you doing, B-Mac, Britt, what Brittany, what should I, Mrs. McKinney, Miss McKinney? What? Oh, no.
Let's not get too formal. Not too formal?
Okay, we'll do B-Mac. B-Mac sounds cool. Are you cool with B-Mac?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay, B-Mac, we're in the time where college softball really shines. And the reason why we have had a close tie to it for the last couple of years is because Coach Patty Gasso and I have a relationship in which she is my softball coach. Yeah. And I feel like I was a member of the Boomer Sooner softball team. And we're in the middle of a dynasty. And obviously, Coach Patty Gasso is not going to let us stop that. And then this year felt different. And then all of a sudden, Mississippi State knocks Oklahoma out of the World Series for the first time in a long time. I was kind of heartbroken. But then I was following on with you, and you were talking to us, and you're like, hey, the story coming out of Mississippi State is one that you need to maybe fall in love with. I don't think they're the only one, but there is some magical things that are kind of leading into a brand new feel of the World Series. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, B-Mac, and who we should maybe be fans of right now? Who should we be fans of as we lead into an electrifying tourney that's 2 elimination games tonight?
Well, you love dogs. The boys love dogs. And Delaney Everett was a dog on Sunday to beat Oklahoma at their field. Shut them out. Just 3 hits. Let me tell you, Delaney had not started a game all season long, had about 12 innings pitched, gets the nod with their season on the line to go against the best hitting team, the dynasty of the Sooners. And she showed up and showed out. And she had the best line after the game when she said, an underdog is still a freaking dog. And I just knew you would love that.
I do. I absolutely loved it. Dogs were certainly barking. I think there was a lot to the story as well, right? I think something along the lines with her family. I believe her father passed a year before this or something along those lines. There was like a lot of softball gods magic kind of happening in that moment, right? We were kind of all experiencing it in real time.
Magical, yeah. Delaney's dad, Brandon, had passed away last year, right before the season started. He was a California highway patrolman, unexpected death right before season. Goes through the season, deals with some injuries. Back in December, she actually had surgery, so she missed a lot of time at the beginning of the year. But that Sunday where she pitched that no-hitter and shut out Oklahoma for the first time in 399 games was actually her parents' wedding anniversary, too.
Beautiful stuff. See, that's the stuff that sports do, you know?
Yep. Sports are great, right?
Yeah, sports are the absolute greatest. Her and her friends, her and her teammates obviously get along very well. Incredible post-game interview as they go and celebrate the hell out of making history. All right, the boys have some questions about the rest of the World Series, what we need to look at. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Brittany, Texas Tech, we were just talking about them in football, and they got their own stuff going on. But they kind of were the first team that we realized was investing a lot of money. I believe Kennedy they brought over, gave her $1 million, and it paid off last year almost to the national championship. But is this going to be the year? Because Mississippi State, we saw yesterday, they mercy ruled them. And are they the team that we should probably keep an eye on here to run the table?
Yeah, I mean, Texas is a defending national champions. They lost yesterday, so Texas Tech, I think, is the one to watch because they have a lot of pressure on them. They're the storyline of softball. They're the first program to throw millions of dollars into this program. Cody Campbell's not just doing it for football. He's doing it for women's sports and to get Nyjah Kennedy over here from Stanford. So ton of pressure. And the thing that they were missing last year was another arm behind Kennedy. She can pitch a lot, but you can't pitch every inning. So they went and got Caitlin Terry. Keep an eye on her. She's a transfer from UCLA. She can pitch, she can hit, she's an athlete, she's a stud, and she's that missing piece that they didn't have last year that I think is really going to take them to the top. But they have a lot of emotion this week. Did you see what happened last weekend at Florida?
Yeah, I was about to say, we got White Chocolate's daughter right down there, too. Yeah. I'm a big fan of what's going on down there. I love the vibes, and I like Jay Will came out afterwards and said, they said some stuff, we said some stuff, this competition, I'm moving, I'm a Gator, but, there's a lot that happened there, and he just kept it moving. We've been following along with Jay Will online, I believe, through this entire World Series. He's a dedicated dad. Hey, his daughter's the one, huh? We're 2-run homers going back into some heated grounds while it's all taking place. I think she's also a massive piece of this Texas Tech story too, right, B-Mac?
Big time. I mean, I'm not saying anything was intentional. I can't speak on that last week, but she got hit 5 times in that series. And when she didn't get hit and they left her over the plate, she had a two-run home run to take the lead at Florida. I mean, that was just kind of like answer that anybody could ever give when you're going back to your old school and they're chirping and you're chirping. And hey, she did it. She's a huge piece, plays second base, leads off for this team. And I think that extra emotion that they gained from last week really showed up in their first game yesterday.
Okay, so can you tell me there? Obviously, I've had the opportunity to just get smoked by a pitcher there. Every time we zoom in on the pitch, there's like a little that spin right there. That thing's, there's a riser ball, there's a dropper ball, there's an in ball, there's an out ball, there's a fastball. How many different pitches are there? How many different pitches are each pitcher pitching? And what is the expectation of like speeds that we should be seeing as we continue to go through the World Series here?
So if you like velocity, Carlin Pickens, she pitches for Tennessee. She broke the record for 79 miles per hour pitch last season, and that's equivalent to about 111 in baseball. So that's really bringing it. Nyjah can throw over 70. Caitlin Terry's going to throw over 70. You're going to see a lot of hard throwers, and everybody's going to have their one pitch. Like Nyjah is going to be the rise ball, and Carlin Pickens from Tennessee is going to be the drop ball. But I think the best pitch that any of these pitchers can have is a changeup. The one that has the changeup, that's the changeup right there from Nyjah Kennedy. You saw the less spin. So when you're throwing 72, then you can bring it down to 59. It's going to really mess up hitters. So we'll look out for the pitcher that has the best changeup this week, too.
Okay, I love that insight. Thank you for that. The riser, I was asking Patty Gasso while I'm taking BP, like, what do you do? Just swing high? They're like, no, you don't swing. Like the riser is you don't swing. You're never going to make contact with it. You're never going to it's just going to be a ball.
So I guess it is going to be a ball basically every time, but you know where, because that thing's like literally coming in on a string to your bat, it looks like.
Yeah.
And then it just takes off to the sky. They could have got me 15 straight times with that one. 15 straight, I think I would have been hacking low at that thing. The movement is crazy. 79, you said, is 111. What's the distance?
43 feet.
43 feet. Okay, so they do the math. Is that on the screen immediately? 79, 111?
79 is.
Yeah, I don't think 111 is. I know they do that for like the Little League World Series and stuff like that, but I don't think I've seen it in the Women's College World Series.
Feels like we should be doing that, shouldn't we?
For sure.
B-Mac, you should be telling them to do that. That was a great stat out of you there. That was a stat that is certainly eye-opening so we can understand what the hell is happening in front of us. Okay, let's talk about some big conference ball. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, so we've talked about, Texas Tech with the NIL, but in every other sport, the Big Ten has kind of really started going full steam ahead with NIL, and they've won several national championships in a bunch of other sports. Right now, we have Nebraska, who just had a walk-off win last night, and then UCLA, who got beat, but Megan Grant, she hit, 40 homers this year and, set the record. So what do you see? Like, is the expectation that an SEC school is just going to win the title this year, or can you see, one of these Big Ten teams maybe winning an unconventional title?
Yeah, I think the Big Ten has really shocked a lot of people this year. At UCLA, coming from the Pac-12, the Pac-12, Pac-10 used to be the softball conference. So Big Ten getting UCLA over there is huge. They've won 12 national championships. So the expectations and the know-how to win a championship is there for UCLA. And they can hit. You mentioned it. Megan Grant is unbelievable. She hit her 41st home run last night. The team has over 200 home runs. So if their offense can keep up, right, it's incredible. But they just have to score 10 runs because they only have one arm in the circle, really, with Taylor Tinsley. But then Nebraska, man, they're complete. Do you remember Jordy Ball? Now Jordy Fromm. She was at Oklahoma, won the 2 national championships, then transferred back home to Nebraska.
Yes.
Big deal there. Yes, she wanted to play at home. She's a two-way player, pitcher, hitter, just an absolute stud. And they have another pitcher, Alexis Jensen, who's a freshman, who's really picked up the load, too, to take that off of Jordy. So they are a complete team in the circle. I just think having more than one arm will take you further than just trying to out-hit people.
Baseball, you're on a mound. Softball, you're in a circle. Let's talk about the circle. Because I think we saw Kennedy just the whole time.
Yeah, she pitched every game last
year. What is the normal expectation of pitchers, and should we expect to see the studs, basically, throughout all World Series from every team, or does there have to be some obvious inning limit stuff happening in softball? Because what you guys say, and I'm not saying you guys as, I don't want you to think this is broad paint brushing, whatever the case is, but softball people say, I think baseball people say, this is a natural movement, so it's better for your arm, right? Isn't that kind of what is normally said? This is like a more natural movement as opposed to this one. Is there limits, and how much should we be expecting out of these pitchers each one of these games?
Yes, I've heard the whole natural movement thing. There's not a pitch limit. There's not you need so many days off. So if a pitcher is able to throw every inning of every game, they can. But I think the offense is so much better now in our sport, especially this year with all the home run records being broken. I mean, a home run record that's 31 years old got smashed by 3 players this year. So the offense is so much better that they're going to have to throw more than one arm. So if you're only relying on one arm like Texas Tech did last year with Nyjah, you're going to get in trouble. But Texas Tech went out and they found a number 2 pitcher who's kind of been another ace for Texas Tech with Caitlin Terry. So they knew what they were missing last year and they brought it in. You'll definitely see the superstars in the circle, right? But they're going to have a supporting cast with them.
I love that the circle is going to be star-studded.
Yeah,
Can't wait
awesome.
to dive in. We appreciate the hell out of you, Brittany. Great work on this sport for so long.
Hey, man, it's such a pleasure to be here. I watch you guys every day. If you look at your demographics, I'm sure you do, but they're the 34 to 30-year-old white woman in Mississippi that watches your show every day. That's me, okay?
Okay, we will see it. We will see it. Yeah, you're the best, ladies. You're the one, B-Mac, we appreciate you.
Yeah, Brittany.
That was very kind of her.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And it is, like we say it every single year. When the College Women's World Series comes around, it is lightning.
Very fast.
Yes.
Everything's boom, 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 boom. And the environments, they already got all the chants down. Mm-hmm. It is It's good. It's good television.
It's just like Omaha.
Yeah,
it's just like the men's. Like we're gonna
Exactly.
have someone on to do the men's college baseball because that's another thing where like you come around and you remember, oh yeah, this is awesome every single year.
Yeah, sports always provide. Let's get back to the NBA, shall we? A man who was in the NBA for 13 years, former three-point shooting champion, co-host of the Knuckleheads podcast, friend of the program, ladies and gentlemen, Q Rich is here.
Yeah, Q Rich.
Whoa!
Jeez.
You're not feeling my green stuff?
I love it. I love it.
Fan. I'm a big fan of that. I'll tell you what, I didn't know you could wear a flashlight. You know, like I did not know that was, but you are glowing. Hey, this is a good feel-good Friday. Hey, isn't it? This guy's glowing on TV.
Yeah, fantastic.
Q Rich, we appreciate you.
Yeah, Q
Hey,
Rich.
we needed that, Q Rich. I needed, you know, the reason why today is a little bit different than some of these days coming off of an NBA playoff game. It was just an ass beating last night. It wasn't a lot of glitz, glamour of a game 6 forcing game 7. It was more so just San Antonio Spurs just kind of dominating Oklahoma City, even doing a body check to SGA in that game as if they were sending a tone for future game 7 as well. What are your thoughts on last night? How should we be judging this Oklahoma City team that just got smacked in game 6 as we look ahead to game 7? And where do you kind of sit with this Spurs team as a whole?
I mean, the Spurs are what I expected them to be. They forced it to game 7. I mean, this is what I thought this series would be, a 6 or 7 game series. So, you know, we as fans get to enjoy a game 7. But the kind of like the tone of this series, the way it's gone, it feels like to me it started to, you know, obviously the first 4 games were what they were the first 3. Then it was home, away, home, away, home, away, just winning. So right now I feel like that's kind of where it's at, you know. OKC kind of tuned them up the last game at home. Then Spurs come back and do the same thing, and they did that the last game at home. So for me, I feel like this game 7, everything kind of goes out the window, but you still kind of have the numbers of the history in the back that the game 7 home team normally wins, and then you look at the tone of this series, the home team has won. So I mean, you would kind of expect, you know, SGA to bounce back from a rough game and OKC to recover and kind of defend their home court. This is what they play the regular season and go out and get the best record in the league for it, so they can have this advantage when it comes time, if it ever comes down to this like it did.
Oklahoma City definitely an advantage too, venue-wise. I think everybody that's ever played there has said that. And
Yeah.
Adam Silver is saying this is working out exactly how we would have liked.
Yeah.
Now, granted, 1-point games throughout the entirety, maybe a couple buzzer beaters like we had last year. Tyrese had like 4 of them through the playoff run. Haven't really had that moment seemingly in a while in the NBA playoffs. I don't remember if it's been the entirety of the NBA playoffs or not, but maybe there was one early. We haven't had that moment. But having a game 7 between 2 teams that have won at least 60 regular season games has only happened one other time in history.
Wow.
Saturday will mark the second game 7 in NBA history between teams that have won 60 games or more. The 62-win Celtics
That's crazy.
beat the 62-win 76ers 91-90 in Game 7 of the 1981 Eastern Conference Finals. Congrats, Connor.
Congrats, Connor.
Another victory.
Yeah, that's the stat right there. That's the stat.
Yeah, there's a stat about, hey, 60-plus wins is not an easy thing to do. So if 2 teams are doing that in the same conference and they collide, this thing's probably going to go ahead and get after it. Congrats to both these teams having an incredible season. Congrats to the Knicks getting another, what, just with 3 days?
Yeah,
Is this
even
another
more.
3-day wait at least added on to the end of it? What are your...
Robinson get to get that pinky right. You know, he get to get a couple more days to, you know, heal that thing up. So that's good for them.
OG had a hamstring they were able to heal up. Jalen Brunson not running up and down the court every single night for 7 games obviously helps them. Mitchell Robinson's right pinky hopefully will get healed up in a good way. Coach Brown will be able to get refreshed and watch film on both these guys to figure out how to do it. It feels like for basketball, and we were kind of wondering if it was rest or rust with them a couple times, but with the basketball, more specifically the Knicks team, they are using this just strictly to get health and fresh and everything. And it's almost like they've played their best games coming off these long layoffs as if they were eager to get back on the court. How do you feel about the Knicks? And with the Oklahoma City Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs, who are both favored by DraftKings in hypothetical series if they were to get there, does the Knicks team, just because of how hot they've been, have a chance to win? Or is there a matchup that really tells the story of, yeah, the Knicks can certainly beat either of the Western Conference teams?
No, I think the key thing that happened for the Knicks, man, is when they had that moment in the playoffs where they switched and started playing kind of through Karl Anthony Towns up top and letting him be more of a facilitator. I think that's opened up things for Jalen Brunson because obviously he still can get the ball and do his thing whenever. But I think him coming off the ball is tougher for opponents than loading up and guarding against him being ISO ball. So I think that's opened him up. Obviously, Mikal Bridges has played a lot better. Hart is really like, his name is, he's the heart of the team. And I feel like the big guys have played great for him. So, I mean, all things, they clicked well, they clicked at the right time. And I mean, this stretch that they're running on and winning in this way, it's not a fluke. It's something that sometimes you see in the regular season where teams go on stretches. They just happen to hit it at the right time in the playoffs. So for me, OKC or the Spurs, I don't think how we started the playoffs thinking that, hey, it's kind of like the West or whatever. It's not really like that. I think the Knicks have a legitimate chance and with either one of the teams, and it's just going to depend on how they come out. Because like you look at it right now, I think they've learned from that Philadelphia series when they swept them and then they had to wait on Cleveland. I think they preparing different with this time off because they learned that they came out kind of flat in that first game, even though they were able to recover. But I think they learned some things from that, and I think they're going to try and safeguard against the cobwebs or the rust, as they would say, from this layoff they had.
Man, if you win in New York, they know it.
Forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Made men. They're going to be made. They kind of made already, but if they win it, woo.
Yeah.
They out of here.
Statues on top of Madison Square Garden. That is the things that they're talking about over there. They've been desperate for it, for sure. Okay, let's talk about the state of ball, ethical hoops, unethical hoops. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Q Rich, we talked to Tyrese Halliburton, and he kind of mentioned how players are, in fact, being taught, drawing fouls and the whole flop conversation and all that. And then Chris Paul yesterday kind of referenced Chauncey Billups being one of the guys that, you were kind of taught or learned how to extend the arms in order to kind of create more area for fouls to be had. Now, I know where you stand on this in that all the guys, do it, and the top scorers always get the calls and stuff like that. There's some footage that would argue that, but I don't want to hear about that. What did you think about the take of, yes, there are kids now growing up kind of learning how to do that in a more efficient way and that basketball heading towards that way?
It's still not new to me. I mean, and me as a fan, and I watch most games in the league. I watch games every night. I can't say I watch every game because I'm always watching, but I'm always watching the game every night the game's on. And you can look through the game. Everybody tries to do it. Everybody. You can legitimately, you can go, they got YouTube now. You can go on YouTube or the guys that's clippers in the world now that do this. You can make a highlight clip of any player who plays significant minutes trying to sell a call or trying to sell a foul. You can do it. I don't care who they are. Any player, they will be caught if you do it. Everybody has tried to do it. The only difference is some are better than others. And I guess if we want to say that means SGA is the best at it. And not only is he the best at that, he's the best at scoring. He's the best he's been the best guy at offense, period. The last two, he's been the most valuable player 2 years running. So I think it's getting a little more highlight from him because they team kicking everybody ass and they hate it. So I mean, that's pretty simple. He's not, they are 11th in the league in free throws in the playoffs. So, what are we talking about? They don't lead the league. He didn't lead the league in the regular season in in free throw attempts. So what are we talking about?
Yeah,
he gets highlighted because you want to hate on him because they killing everybody.
Well, people want to throw rocks at things that glow or shine. Right now, you walk your ass outside, I think there'll be 10 kids.
Yeah.
Just start throwing shit at that shirt of yours. But you're right. It being spotlighted and it being the MVP of the league and people seeing it, I think does bring much more attention to it. Going back to your point that Tyrese basically made and Chris Paul said that they tried to teach him and he wasn't good at it. Because when I'm coming through, I'm told to hold the ball tight. And then now they're telling them to expose arms basically because guys are going to miss more often than not. And as soon as they do that, we're just, and then guy can't even make not even a thought of it. Just get your arms out and throw the fucker up in the air. And then you'll get a foul. And that's basically what he says, they're being taught at a younger age. And it's so you got to be a thespian then to be a great elite basketball player because then the selling also comes in there. I'll tell you what, I like the gamesmanship. I do enjoy
I
it.
hate it.
But statistically, one of those guys is on the floor a lot more than the others.
And on that note, speaking of on the floor, we appreciate the hell out of you, Q Rich. You're the man. Enjoy the hell out of your weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir, fellas. Anytime.
I do like the shirt.
I love the shirt.
I do like
Reminds
the
me of
shirt.
Sherbert.
People are walking through airports right now, and they're like, holy hell, look at that.
Yeah.
A neon guy.
That's pretty cool.
This guy's got a black light showing in the background.
I just figured he's supporting Wemby. It's a good alien color.
That is a good alien color. That's a good call. And, are we learning any more about any, ladies and gentlemen? That's Q Rich.
Hey, Rich.
11th in the league, free throw shooting.
That does kind of.
I'll tell you what, you're going to have to stop with your.
Oh, no.
That kind of.
They'd be number one in the league, though, if they called it every time SGA was on the floor.
And that's the other problem that adds to it is that the different reffing crews call different things. It's like it's very similar to the NFL where it's like, hey, this crew's going to call pass interference or holding more often than not, and that just shouldn't be how it is.
We got a lot of stuff happening around the NFL world. We got a lot of stuff happening around the baseball world. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff happening around the NBA world. In the next hour, guess where we're going?
Where?
We're going insiders only.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going insiders only. I'll tell you, it's a place that usually you have to live with a phone actually sewn to your hand. So that is a place that you have to kind of be one with your iPhone or iPhones. But yeah, if you look in the corner there on the bar, it says Access Information Advantage. And that's what it's all about at Insiders Only. We'll have Jet, Shams, and Schefter joining us, basically wrapping up a week of their prospective sports, which are obviously having massive things happening in them. And we'll kind of break it all down as we go inside the Insiders Club.
Getting it in.
Like that.
We'll also have Cody Campbell joining us.
Okay.
AJ Hawk.
Okay.
We're going to do some sports.
Okay.
And then we're going to go into the greatest weekend of all time. Now, am I saying that because it's the next weekend of all time?
Yeah.
Yes. But that's the mindset that it needs to be. There's an opportunity this weekend to have the greatest weekend of all time. Let's remember that. Next hour, we're going to launch into it in a beautiful fashion. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Does that sound like a deal?
Yeah. Sounds like a deal.
We'll keep our end of the deal if you will keep up your end of the deal. We'll see you on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Is my guy here named?
Ben Guyman,
What is your major?
psychology.
Okay, you're a psychology major. You're a deep thinker, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that going to help or hurt you today, you think?
Maybe hurt a little.
Okay, well, I want to let you know, psychology-wise, you should know that there is a radiant energy of positivity right to your left. Jelly Roll will be here helping out. So Jelly Roll said, Pat, I want to try to win hundreds of thousands of dollars for a charity in Athens. I want to kick a ball for $100,000 to give back to this community that is embracing him as a part of it.
And I think I'm fixing to split the upright.
Okay, how much weight have you lost now?
I've lost 250 pounds for this moment, Georgia. I'm fixing to do it.
All right, Ben. The kick is currently $100,000 for you. If he makes it, it'll go up to $250,000. We will also donate $100,000 to a local charity. Jelly Roll.
And I will match that $100,000, so $200,000 to a local charity, baby.
Let's go, Jelly Roll. Let's go, Jelly Roll. Let's go, Jelly Roll. Okay. Herbie will also toss in $100,000 to charity, which is very kind of him.
Yes, sir. Yes,
$300,000 for charity. Dogs! I'm still going. All right.
I was worried for my tongue. All right, what can I do different, Pat?
I think you could try to aim to the right if I were you.
Okay, good.
Or if you knew somebody that was a very good kicker, I think now would be a great time to just go ahead and say, hey, why don't you do that for me?
You know what?
Why don't you raise some money for this city?
Then. I'll make another 100,000. We'll make it 300,000 to local charity.
Okay.
If you'll let me pick up the legendary Hot Rod from Georgia back here, baby. My boy, Hot Rod is in the house today.
Hot Rod, it's great to see you. You look fantastic. Thank you for your service to the Colts. Can't wait to see you back in the NFL. Okay, so he'll put up, how much you put up, Joe?
$200,000 for a charity right here in Georgia, Athens, Georgia.
I'll put up $200,000 as well. Woo! Kirk will put up $200,000. We got a $600,000 donation, and Ben's kick will be worth $400,000. This could be $1 million here.
Whoa!
33 yards. Hot Rod, potentially $1 million on the line. $1 million!
Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
Still got it. Still got it. Thank you, Hot Rod.
This is very expensive. Ben! 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 Oh! Back to you, Luis! Back to you, Luis! During commercial break, there was no way we were going to be able to get out of that lawn out there without giving him another shot. $100,000, he knocks it through. Pump for Ben. Thankful for Hot Rod.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this magical Feel Good Friday, May 29, 2026. This sports program, Hour 2, begins now.
Sports!
Are the greatest. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to cover them for a living. The Talks Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, I'll say it. Sweet look today.
Hey, thank you very much. I actually thought it when I laid it out last night because I do lay out everything I wear the night before. And I will also say that yesterday was the first time I looked down at these Halliburton Scooby-Doos and thought, gosh, I love these shoes.
That's really, the first time you've ever thought about that?
That was the first time I looked at them and thought, like, I truly love them. Not like some of the other ones. I mean, I love the...
Sound like you started that sentence with a potential different destination, and then you realized halfway through, I like Tyrese Halliburton. I don't really want to do that because he was great for us in the State of Sports primetime special just a couple days ago.
No, just some of the outfits I have, they really pop. In this one, it feels like they kind of fit in perfectly.
Right.
And the Avatar ones, I loved the first pair. The all gray.
Can he just make some white ones? Hey, Tyrese, can we just make some white Hallie ones, please? We got the SpongeBobs here, okay? I like them. They're cool. That's innovative. I love SpongeBob. Patrick, obviously, is the man.
Yeah.
Okay, I really enjoy that. Was at a Pirates game the other night.
Yeah,
Was he?
Yeah, he's been actually kind of
He's
making
doing
the
a tour.
rounds
They're
right
doing a
now.
stadium
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, so I am a fan. Just make some white shoes.
You mean like the Coop flags?
See, I don't mind those. I'd rather wear the New Balance hikers.
Oh, sure.
Sorry, what?
The
the
New
white and
Balance
neons?
Hokas, yeah, those ones.
Yeah, I got you.
Those are nice.
Oh, yeah. He also sent those aren't his, though.
If I'm hooping, though, I'll wear the
Coop flag.
Yeah, the Coop flags. It does feel like we're all just wearing free shoes. I like what we're doing around here.
Well, I wish. Actually, by the way,
Ask Federer to send some.
Yeah, if Roger Federer wants to send some more on clouds, feel free.
On-clouds, yeah.
Because I've spent way too much money on these fuckers.
I'll tell you, I can't
Feds will send
see
some.
that at all.
Feds watch the show every day.
Could not see those shoes at all.
Yeah.
I think we do have, they're the on-clouds, which have taken over every hospital, I realized. That was.
They are so comfortable.
They are the best.
You are walking
on clouds.
Yeah, it's no lie, and I don't think he ever would. I believe we have a Oh No train coming right down the pipes here in a few moments.
Oh, yeah.
That tennis is going to make an appearance.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, I do believe so. But before we get to the Oh No train, let's go to the Oh Yeah, man. Let's go to college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why didn't everybody go around and show what shoes you got on today? Which free ones that were sent to the Thunder?
Go ahead, do it.
To wear?
Yeah, that's good TV. Obviously, we know that. That's why we're not winning these awards, but we're certainly sitting in the corner of them. We do have some breaking news, and it might be breaking to us, but it is no breaking news in Cary, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, as expected, the Gene Fit FC team has survived and advanced the knockout round of 32.
Wow. Let's go, boys.
Wow, boys.
They got a big win over TMT Chicago.
2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 wins. Obviously, they
Huge,
had to play the same team twice in back-to-back days. This massive soccer tournament, much like the basketball tournament for $1 million grand prize for the teams, has been happening in Cary for a few years now, 5 years, I believe. It is awesome. There is a lot of great players, great teams, great vibes, great competition. Some, because soccer is a petty drama community.
Sure.
There is some drama and some
Sure.
controversy, but it's also a magical event. And Gene Fit FC, we know a lot of the players that are number 20. There's Jeff. I believe there's a Saucy Sanchez on the team this
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
Obviously, Meat and the boys are still
Black
there.
Boots.
Zach, Mario, yes, the entire team still
Gordo.
doing it. Breck Shea might make an appearance
obviously.
later. Gordy Gorson's coaching alongside
Stammer.
Stammer.
Derek
Stammer.
Stammer.
Yeah,
So it's a
Hoffman.
CONCAFA foundation, but Gene Fit
Mike
is
Foss.
this year's spot. Mike Foss,
Yep.
obviously
Yeah,
not able to play.
Fosso.
Not able to play this year, even though he trained for 7-8 months for this. And
Coach Gumps is on the first thing smoking out here today.
because they won the game, so that means Coach Gumps is going to get back into being a gaffer. I don't know if now's the time though, because the lads seemingly may have found some chemistry stuff maybe today.
Stammer's tactics
really?
so far have been.
Them having an 11:30 game with what we know about that Gene Fit team.
Yeah.
That was TST really testing this team. That might have been their biggest challenge, just the alarm clock. Because after a huge undefeated pool play, we know what those arena boys were.
Oh my
Boy,
God.
oh boy.
In,
A lot of sweat in game one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say.
just
those
assumed they
guys
never
were
went to
in the
bed.
pool last night at the hotel, well past when it was closed, drinking beers, jacking around, probably until 5, 6 in the morning.
I think they were probably, I don't know if they got into the pool. They were certainly sitting around it. I assume there was some cigars smoked.
Sure.
Maybe
Chicken
like,
fights.
Maybe like 100 cigars smoked.
Okay.
But maybe the most amount of cigars that I've ever seen.
Actual cigars or?
Yeah. Kind. They look like them for sure. The most I've ever seen, okay, in one sitting. Almost to the point where you're like, this is kind of a waste at this point, isn't it? Absolutely not. And then and then wake up and get running all over the place. The Arena League boys, okay, it has been an honor to get to know this creature, okay, this human and what they are. They love soccer. And if these guys get a chance to win the TST as a whole, I will be so incredibly happy for them. I will be so pumped for Meat. I'll be pumped for everybody. And hopefully they're able to keep it together, boys.
That is.
Come on,
Go
stick
on,
together,
boys.
How many more wins do we need?
So next would be 16, right? And then 8, and then 4, and then, so 4. Oh, that's a lot of games. I think they're there until next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they win it all. You know, it is a long week down there. But they had a home run derby last night at TST. Did you see this, AJ?
I did see a little bit of it. That's been fun.
Yeah, Carly Lloyd. Here's a little highlight that certainly needs to be showcased. Carly Lloyd, former U.S. Women's National Team superstar. New Jersey, I believe, is the state in which she calls home. She participated in a home run derby last night while being pregnant at TST. Boom!
Okay.
Blasted into the woods. Good idea with the home run derby. Carly Lloyd, 5 years ago, maybe, I forget how long, was going to potentially try to kick field goals, football, because she had such a strong leg in soccer. Obviously, football is you have to be very, very explosive to be able to kick it in a fashion to be able to make it in the NFL. You have to get it up very quickly. It has to go very far. Everything has to do that. Carly Lloyd, I think, known for having a very strong leg, especially in women's soccer. So her hitting home runs last night while pregnant. Carly, hell yeah. Hey, hell yeah. But it's not just Carly. A lot of former national team players are down there in Cary. Wrexham, I believe Wrexham, right? She's from Wrexham, right? Yeah, Wrexham woman won the home run derby as she hit him last night. So it was, it's a cool soccer celebration down there that they got going on. I think they should be incredibly proud of themselves. But I would like the Gene Fit boys to win one.
Yeah.
I would like the CONCAFA boys to win one.
You don't like Saucy Sanchez. This guy's been scoring goals
No,
all over the place.
I just don't like that these boys forgot kind of where they came from.
They did not. They did not.
They're basically spitting in your face.
No, they are not at all.
Especially the Mopovich guy.
What's that?
Excuse me?
Meet Mopovich.
Mopovich?
Miatovic. Stefan Miatovic.
Just spitting in your face.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's honoring the team. He's honoring Gumption. Hey, I think these boys are carrying CONCAFA with pride. Don't you think, Gumpy, the host of the CONCAFA podcast?
Yeah, they're battling down there. They went down 1-0 again today. They've come back in all these games, so they're battle tested. I like what I'm seeing.
11:30 a.m. Yeah, I don't know what they expect out of these guys, honestly. And also, I believe new dads, a couple of them. So this might be the first time that they've gotten a chance to get out of.
Sure.
Also, it wasn't on the video there, but the announcer was saying, I think after they scored, Breck Shea might have fought a guy on one of the other teams during the celebration. So
you're acting like they forgot about their CONCAFA ties?
Still
yeah,
bringing
right.
it.
Listen,
Yeah.
vibes
are high.
I love Breck Shea. I'll never say anything bad about that guy.
I do love Breck Shea.
I love
Cool.
Jeff
Got
Cameron as
multiple
well.
goals already.
All the rest of them.
Black boots.
Black boots. I do love black boots.
Breck Shea is kind of in his bag right now. Okay, everybody that's tuning in at 1 o'clock Eastern, A block.
They're gone
TST
already.
conversation in North Carolina. Okay, obviously, what we love to do at the end of each week, sports week, is we like to recap the week of sports in our own way. You know, everybody has the highlights, everybody has the top 10. We decided to do a couple different things. We like to hit the no train for things that suck, and things that are good, we like to say that they are things that are not ass at all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 5 Things That Aren't Ass.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, with OTAs happening and football players getting back on the field together, there's highlights in abundance. Let's go down to Tampa Bay. Emeka Egbuka. Last year, beginning of the season, first half of the season, he was leading everybody in everything. The rookie wide receiver out of Ohio State was going to potentially be the next one. Then, obviously, Tampa Bay kind of falls off at the end there. Now he's all the way back. Is he wearing just tights underneath? And on that note, what an insane grab, AJ. I love that we're back to highlight football catches. And obviously, this matters. This helps win a Super Bowl. That's right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like one of the DBs chasing him may have pulled a hammy there. If you look at the very end at the bottom of the screen, I hope he grabs his hammy. I like the finish. Like, look at the finish in practice. We're May 28th yesterday, and this guy's finishing like this. It's all signs looking good down there in Tampa.
Not just him, the other wide receivers as well. Guy pulling his hammy means he's trying to finish as well. And you're right here, right?
Even if you don't, you have to, for the film.
Probably so hot down there.
You think that linebacker finished the chase, or you think he kind of gave up? No, it looks like everybody's running down there.
Boys are hustling.
Hey,
hustling.
I'll tell you.
They are moving.
I like what we're seeing out of I'll tell you what. The catch. The finish. The effort.
Nice block right here as well.
Maybe the Buccaneers. I'll tell you what. That's certainly not ass. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to TST, ladies and gentlemen. We were just chit-chatting about this. Breck Shea, former U.S. men's national team superstar. Also a man who played for Inter Miami, pre-Leo Messi. Also in Dallas. Spin. Yeah.
Come on.
I was in Target. Sorry. And he will fight you. Yeah, no matter how old he gets. He's obviously incredibly cool-looking, phenomenal at soccer. Been training with Mike Barwis, formerly of West Virginia and Michigan, now with Barwis Gym. He, in the best shape of his life, he was quoted as saying, and doesn't mind if he does a spin move, whoop-de-woo, top bins, how you do. And that is to tie it up in Target time. Gene Fit FC would go on to win when Saucy Sanchez would sneak one home. Now, Gene Fit has advanced to the round of 16 in TST. We will certainly follow along with their story. Let's go to Brewers reliever. Uribe.
Yeah, there you go.
Strike! ABS challenge from the batter. Uribe doesn't like it, says, hey, how about this to the Cardinals' entire dugout? Suck it, dude. Suck it. Big old lipper in there. He's very confident, obviously. The tip of the tip is on the tip of the tip. It does not matter. That's a strike. And that is what we like to call not ass. Because this could have went very bad for Uribe after telling an entire team and an organization to suck it and then being completely wrong. AJ, I like when it works out like this in the positive way because it seems like the sports gods really never let this type of thing happen.
Yeah, I just want to know for the pitcher here, like how confident was he when he's given the suck it? Was he like hoping or was he 100% out? Now, this is absolutely a strike because you got to think, if this backfires on me, this isn't going to be great. Just get back out here.
I mean, it was at least a triple, so I think he was pretty confident.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one at the beginning, and then he crossed, and he did another, and then they cut off the camera. So I don't think he would have been able to, when the camera came back to him, to do 6 chops. But I do think it was potentially a triple chopper, which would tell me he's pretty confident. I think he was pretty confident in his stuff, and how could you not? From tip to tip, side to side, this guy knows.
Yeah, that's right.
Let it ride. Let's go to Korea, shall we? Things that are not ass. How about the Hanwha Eagles right fielder, Jonathan Perlaza? Oh, he's going to get tagged? Nope. No. Playing a game of tag like the Watt brothers are hosting. That's in Korea. That's Jonathan Perlaza breakdancing, and that is safe at home.
Filthy.
Put a run on the board. My man's breakdance. Hey! Yay!
That's good.
That's what I'm talking about. Sliding glove, I think, is certainly a nice little accessory. I think I would probably use it just because it looks so cool and you can sell it. Kind of like I love whenever I pull something really hot out of the oven, I have that little oven mitt.
Sure.
I think that is a cool look for all parties, like a mitten, if you will. But AJ, that's some real athleticism to be do-si-doing around a catcher who's living and dying with a tag on your body.
Yeah, how many managers and coaches around the country are going to be practicing this? Obviously, come like next practice you have for baseball. I want to see them try to work on this little and put a drill together.
None? What are you talking about?
None, because the only time you see
one.
this shit is in movies. Like this might be the first time I've ever seen this extended of like it just doesn't happen. Usually those guys are hook sliding.
This is the future of baseball. Maybe that's where 2 runs. Maybe that's where 2 runs.
Catchers are going to
right
be doing
there.
open field tackling drills. Yeah.
Put that in the new CBA. Okay, let's stick with baseball here. Okay, this is Esmerlin Valdez hitting his first dinger here against Toronto. You know, he's a tall lad. He's got a little thing down there on his ankle. He's probably hit a foul ball off himself before. That is not foul, though. Ooh. That one is gone.
Awful.
Congratulations to Mr. Valdez. You just hit your first career home run. Yeah. Hey, Blue Jays. Yeah, we're doing the entire thing. Okay, we're having a good time out here. Okay, then he gets back and everybody goes, hold the phone now. We need to get that ball back, don't we? Hey, you see, as you saw what was happening out there, that is Pirates reliever Justin Lawrence. Okay, he's currently negotiating with the kid who caught the baseball. Kid on phone from bullpen to dugout talking to Valdez and probably skipper. Probably good negotiation happened with kid who's holding a hard bargain, by the way. Pirates reliever Justin Lawrence, you see him going, hey, we need a signed bat. He does that at the beginning of the call for this kid to give this back. I appreciate the kid not rolling over.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate him negotiating. We got a Buccos guy talking to a kid's dad now, I assume, or mom. You know, definitely going to the family. We're thinking a signed bat is a good deal. Like, don't you think it's good? This guy's first home run. We'll give him first bat. And also, next time we come to town, we'll get you guys good tickets. Is that good? The whole family come out. I like that there was a negotiation. I like that old buddy got his first ever home run ball. I like that this kid recognized quickly that he had leverage. And I like that the parents said, put me on phone with the Pirates. Yeah. And they're on there as if we were kids and something happened somewhere. Magical moment. That is certainly not ass at all, AJ Hawk.
No, it's not. I thought at first that kid was on the phone with his lawyer, trying to get his lawyer to talk to the team and try to negotiate a situation.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly could be the case. You see him right there. Justin Lawrence is going, look, I'm pitching. We need a...
Yeah, sign bat. I'm going to need a signed bat. Sorry. Otherwise, you're not getting it back.
Yeah, there's a chance he was driving a hard bargain there with his
If I give
lawyer.
you three of these balls for that one home run ball, no.
No, buddy, we're going to need season tickets.
Yeah, that is... I do appreciate Justin Lawrence coming over here, not knowing that he was about to be negotiating with the kid and probably third party.
Yep.
He didn't know that. Just coming over, we'll offer the kid some balls, right? This kid, hey, kid, 3 Major League Baseball baseballs. We all threw them in here. They're really used. What's your name, pal? I don't know who you are. I don't care about your ball. I'm on the phone. All right, so I got it. This guy's first ever home run ball. They're begging me. This guy just brought me 3 balls already. What if this kid is the next Ari Gold?
Could be.
What if this kid is the next Ari Gold?
Future.
I mean, fucking somebody from the team having to come talk to this, whoever's on the phone with this kid. This is not ass at all. I love this kid. Hey, way to go, kid.
Got a baby kid.
Way to handle that. There's been situations in the past that obviously have gone wrong for people. They think they got the raw end of the deal or whatever. But also Valdez getting his first home run ball. That's a big deal.
Huge.
That's a big deal for him as well. I think all parties won. Speaking of winning, let's get down to South Florida Men's League. Okay, a internet personality and a talk show host announced that he's won the Men's League Championship. Congrats to Darius J. Butler. D-Bud played 9 years in the NFL. He's a host of a lot of different things, Everything DB. He puts out an All-Everything DB team on ESPN and YouTube and TikTok and X every single week. This guy's dynamic, and I'll tell you, on the court, he seems to be a problem. I'll tell you, football players making a good argument to be the greatest athletes on earth, AJ, every single day.
Yeah, this video shows, and I think Will Blackman, my old teammate, reposted and said, "This D-Bud's got his own mixtape out here." And it's true. Like, whoever's cutting this together for D-Bud, this is beautiful.
That was one game.
Are you serious? This is only from one game. I mean, D-Bud looks like he's 22 years old out there as well. Like, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's one game. There's other highlights from the entire league year. There'll be some kid in the high school gym that has the thing, and somehow he ends up getting recorded, and D-Bud will ask this kid, hey, can you give me some of the footage? I mean, D-Butts, we're done. D-Butts.
Oh, yeah.
He was running suicides in here the other day.
Was he running out? Do they do intros in this league at the very beginning of this?
This is South Florida men's league. This is real. I mean, there's a
real hoops.
He's a
little players down there, yeah.
He's a little bit worried right now, though. As the defending champ.
Yeah, he is.
Because I believe
some new talent.
I believe Devontae Parker has entered the league.
That's correct.
And there's going to be certainly a battle at some point. Sounds like it's a potential collision course.
Yeah.
And
OKC,
we might have to make our way down there for that one.
Oh,
we might have to make our way down there. But he trains out here. He
was running suicides the other day.
Yeah.
They should stream those games like they do like kids' AAU games. They should stream D-But's men's league.
D-But's really good. That was whenever the whole podcast Olympics were kind of being talked about. It was like,
oh yeah,
I really like our chances.
Any sport for D-But, we got him.
Yes, that's why I wanted him to be backup holder. I'm like, D-But's the best athlete that I've seen. Okay, so I would like him to be the holder. Turns out his hands were too good, too smooth, too good to put down there. Because everybody says DBs can't catch. It was like, well, actually, he was a wide receiver. He just didn't have a quarterback in high school, so they just put him on defense. And then he plays all the defense positions, and also
didn't have a quarterback.
He could probably make it to the NBA if he wanted to play hoops right now. He is.
Whoa. Shot.
Dan Orlovsky was a Playboy All-American.
Come on.
Okay, I will have you know. He's on the cover of that one.
Yeah, it's
Sports Illustrated.
And Athlon, yeah.
And Athlon.
And Athlon.
Okay, let's move off of the things that aren't asked. We appreciate sports people donating happiness to our lives. We very much appreciate that. Let's go to, no, you're right.
It is
one of the greatest nights we've ever experienced.
And probably the best celebration in the history of sports.
I regret to inform everybody that is listening that I've gone against my word and decided to speak about something that I said I'm never going to talk about again. I've been disappointed time and time again by these dart throwers overseas. I tune in to night 4 and night 5.
Sheffield.
In night 7 and night 9. Okay, because they're right after our show, right in here. I turn in. I haven't won a bet.
No.
In months on these darters. Then I started wondering why. Well, they're all terribly out of shape. None of these people have ever been consistent with anything that they've ever done in their entire lives. How am I supposed to be betting on consistency when these guys clearly, obviously, my eyes tell me, have never been consistent with anything other than inconsistency, right? So they're professional athletes battling for millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars in a very chaotic thing, and they seem to not even really, that's how it is, mate. Just kind of go in there. They kind of... very fat.
You can say it.
Very fat.
Some are, yeah.
Just out of shape. Clearly didn't even think about focusing on this as like a profession and muscle memory and like, let's work in on this. It's just lads basically going out there and just snipering all over the place. I finally want to bet because he is who he says he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we can announce, because you definitely did not watch this live in real time, even though you should have thought about it. Luke Littler is the official Premier League champion.
Yep, that's right.
Of darts. Congrats to him yesterday.
Way to go, Littler.
11-10. 11-10 final as Luke beat Cool Hand Luke Humphreys. And Cool Hand Luke Humphreys had to step in for Luke Littler during the trophy celebration conversation because Luke Littler got so emotional. Yeah. He couldn't speak anymore.
Said he almost quit this year. That was quit darts.
Yeah. I quit betting on him. I know that. I know when he almost quit. I know exactly when it was. It was about 3-4 weeks in a row where we weren't winning nothing. And Luke Littler had to dig down deep and remind himself of who he was. And now he's champion once again. Congrats to you, Toxic Table, who obviously are Littler's followers and just a Luke Littler dream camp guy.
Yeah, we are Littler heads for many reasons. And one of the things you can look at it and say, oh, yeah, these guys are fat, out of shape. They don't care about their sport. Or you can look at it and say they're so focused on darts, they can't even think about what their next meal is. Their next meal is just showing up and they're shoving it down their gullet. And you see how much it means to them. Look
at that watch on his arm.
Look at Littler crying. Boohoo Man clearly has sponsored him. Actually on his chest right there, Boohoo Man. And then, as you see him post-game, it was just so much. And Littler took a lot of gruff early on in the season. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. It was just sweeping the floor basically with everyone. And then Littler came on halfway through. Cheers, Littler. Congratulations. We're so happy for you, brother.
We're happy for Luke Littler.
Cheers, Littler.
This guy's been a phenom for years now. We've been following him for years.
How old is he?
19.
No, come on.
19.
What do you mean?
What
Come on.
is that?
Years old.
The hell?
You're not
Yeah.
serious.
He's a phenom.
All right, please, no. Move on.
All right,
There's
let's
no
move
chance.
along. He might be.
He is.
We don't know if
He's the Lamine Yamal of darts.
He's 19 years old, January 21st, 2007. We just known him for so long. That's why you're saying.
Luke Littler's 19 years.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Dude, what's your deal, man? Yeah.
Oh,
Respect
boy.
the game.
He's
man.
also listed at a staggering 5'8".
I mean, he is so good,
He's still
so
growing.
young. I don't know how he's so good, so young, is what I'm saying.
He's been
child
He's
prodigy.
prodigy since 14.
been blessed by the
mean,
dark.
Do they have a weight on there? What is he in stone? How many stone is Luke Littler? I need to
15
know.
stone.
He's
I knew it was
championship.
young.
He's championship stone.
He's
Okay, that's
also-
what
You're
it
right.
is.
That's all.
We
That's
almost
good
lost
at
him. He was only 19. He almost quit.
He should
He
be
almost
playing
quit.
in TST next
It
year.
was too much pressure. It was too much pressure. We've known him since he's 12 years old throwing these darts at these pubs.
Yeah.
Okay, he's finally started wearing. He was not winning. I would bet on him. He can't lose
After
5 straight.
Manchester, what happened in Manchester with Van Veen? It was they were booing him everywhere.
Let alone Liverpool and his home country. I mean, it truly is a
home.
glorious season.
Yeah, it was. Okay, let's move along.
I mean,
19. Let's remember that when we're judging these darters.
Yeah, it's just a young pup.
whiz kid. I'm just telling you, the fact that he is that good, that young, imagine by the time he's like 35.
Yeah, but
I think it's a long, hard road in the dart game. I don't know how long this career.
Yeah, what Bunting has done
You're right,
truly
you're right.
tremendous.
Like
You're right.
Bunting has paved the road for him. He knows who to follow.
No, Gout has gotten a lot of these darters.
Van Gogh and paved the road.
That's why
Bunting's been in the game the longest,
He
dude.
sticks to kebabs and he doesn't kind of stray the path to steak.
All right, let's get.
I can think of some other things that would get him as well.
Like what?
Premier League darts, great season.
Great season.
Congrats to Luke Littler.
Man. And now we're on. Hey, by the way, now we're on to the World Cup of darts.
No, we are not.
Yeah.
We are on to go into the Insider Club because we were supposed to be there about 15 minutes ago, and then Luke Littler took over the discussion.
As he does.
Happy we can learn about potentially the future GOAT of darts, but let's learn about the leagues that we obviously get a chance to chat about from the people that know the leagues better than anybody else. It's time to go inside with Insiders Only. Let's start with the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us now, senior NBA insider for ESPN, Sham Sharania.
Yeah, Shabby.
Sean, I'm sorry we had to get that dart conversation in. We appreciate you bobbing and weaving with us. Let's get to NBA inside information. What should we lead off with? The anti-tanking proposal that the NBA put together, Mitchell Robinson's pinky, any other news? You kind of take it from here. Let us know what the hell we need to know happening inside of your league. You see that?
Yeah, let's start immediately. First of all, I do want to say congrats, Pat. I know Midas is at home watching with Sam and baby girl, so congrats to you. This is the first time I've been on since you had baby Midas. So.
Thank you, Sean. It's very kind of you to
Congrats.
do that publicly. Also,
Congrats.
Midas will see this later and we'll thank you. Okay, so we appreciate that.
I think we should start exactly with the news of today, which is Mitchell Robinson. He had surgery for a broken fifth metatarsal, so his right pinky finger. And this happened earlier this week. Unclear whether it happened on the court, off the court, but he did suffer this fracture in his pinky finger, and he underwent successful surgery, from my understanding. And he now will have basically a 5-6 day rehab period before game one of the NBA Finals. The biggest news, though, from that is that he fully expects to play in game one of the NBA Finals on Wednesday in either Oklahoma City or San Antonio. I'm told he's going to wear a brace on his entire right hand. Don't know how big, how small, what that'll look like. I'm sure there'll be other wrapping on it as well. But he will be playing through basically a broken hand in the NBA Finals. He's not a guy that's known for his shooting and his scoring, but of course defensively, blocking shots, rebounding,
Hold on,
lot of threats.
Put a glove on it.
Yeah, obviously AJ Hawk has on tape. I think a wrap of tape around him with an interception somehow doing that. Fifth metatarsal, you said, is that on the finger? Or is that in the hand here? Is that up here? Do we know where it's at?
Pinky finger.
So it's in the finger. It's not like the outside part of the hand here. Because if it was the outside part of the hand, then the whole hand glove would make more sense.
From my understanding, it's like literally like this.
Yeah, that's
the hand.
So
There you
that's
go.
hand, then,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
so once
Yeah.
you said fifth metatarsal, I don't want to say, hey,
I've hung around a training room because I got nothing else to do, and people were in there and they had great attitudes, so that's where we hang out. But as soon as you said that, I wondered, especially if you said he's going to have a full hand thing, that's a little bit different than out here, I think. Down in here, a little bit different, because then it is literally everything. If we get a little clarity on that, is that what that is?
Yeah, I believe it is. It's more so like down here, so like connecting to your wrist.
So that would be more of a hand descriptor than a pinky descriptor.
Right.
Wow. But it is the fifth one, which I guess if you're Europe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It is the pinky, though. That is the area that obviously was affected. However the injury occurred, that's the area that obviously was affected. And, he's going to put on wrapping, brace, probably a big brace. Curious how much padding there will be with that. But, yes, he's not a shooter. Yes, he's not a scorer. But there's, a lot that you need, obviously, your right hand for. That's his dominant hand. Lobs, catching rebounds, blocking shots, getting through screens, sliding defensively, getting your arm in the passing lanes.
I hope it's a club.
So it's a lot. I'm
With
sure that right arm will be waving.
Like, could he just do a brace
where they do the ball on the end?
An additional 8 inches?
Bingo.
Of a hand.
Yeah, so he could just...
Like the sliding glove in baseball.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like the drills.
Yeah,
where they hold up the brooms.
So he's basically got a broom on top of his. Could he do that?
Yeah. Is there a limit to how far extra the brace can go?
Right.
I heard when it's 8 inches off, it's better for the
stabilizes
for the metacarpal. By the way, the metatarsal's in your foot, so the metacarpal is in your hand. That was on us. We're learning a lot here in real time, but I do wonder what brace.
You know what? I just learned something. Metacarpal. Okay, got it. That's what it is.
Wake up, Sham.
Check your source.
Have you not been cooking, bro?
You need to, you need to maybe figure that whole thing out. What we're assuming, though, regardless of what is broken, I do think this is different than this.
Yes.
Okay, so if we could get some clarity on that, I think that would be good. But all indicators are he's playing and he's not going to miss any games, and that the New York Knicks.
Yeah, I was told definitively that he is going to be playing in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and unless there's some setback that occurs between now and Game 1 of the Finals, he's going to be playing. And so I think everyone around the Knicks is expecting that. And again, the fact that he is known as a defender and a rebounder, that does give him some ability here. Just put on a brace and get yourself out there. Do we want to get into the anti-tanking right now, or are we still?
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to hit it right now. I don't know how long it's going to take. I mean, it is Feel Good Friday.
Yeah, that's a lot. It is a lot.
Okay, so is it exactly what we've already talked about? If you're a top 3 team, you get less balls. If you're 4 through whatever, you get more balls. It's not a desirable thing to be trying to lose. The only real question now is what I kind of asked Adam Silver. It's like, what if you are actually the worst team, though? Then you kind of get punished. And then he's like, yeah, well, then you should get relegated, but we can't do that. You got to figure it out. So I like that they're thinking about how to fix it. What is the overall reaction from your standpoint from around the league about this becoming the new norm?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's overwhelmingly this is the end-all, be-all solution, right? That's why the NBA's basically made it clear that this will be at least through the 2029 NBA draft. And then after that, they're all going to reevaluate it. The owners, the GMs, the league office itself, and they'll figure it out. But I do think that there clearly was enough support. This is a 29-1 vote overall yesterday at the Board of Governors meeting with all the owners. And so moving forward now, the biggest thing, 14-16, as far as the lottery expanding, and it's going to include the play-in tournament teams now as well, and the loser of the 7-8 play-in tournament slot. But the biggest thing is the relegation zone. So the bottom 3 teams are now going to have less lottery balls for the number 1 overall pick. And so in American pro sports, that's unprecedented. You're basically punishing the very worst teams, the very losing most teams in this league.
The loser is losers. Yeah, we got it.
And trying to incentivize winning. So I think 2 things you're trying to accomplish here. One is you're trying to make it clear we don't want teams to lose, and so now when teams go into a season, there's no incentive to be losing, and so you're not going to be seeing teams go into a year already jockeying for the bottom, at least not on paper. And then there's a lot of other restrictions. Traded picks has become a bigger thing, right? Like if you have a top 8 protected pick, then you're going to try to quote unquote tank enough so you keep that top 8 protected pick. Well, now these lottery odds are flattened. So between 4 and 10, you have as much chance to get a top pick as the next team. And so there's no incentive to be able to jockey for those lottery. Like, you're not really accomplishing anything. So to be able to get rid of the incentive for tanking, I think that's what the league went into it with. But key points now, you're not going to be able to draft number 1 in back-to-back years. And you're not able to have a top 5 pick in 3 consecutive years. So that means teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder from a decade ago with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, etc., would not exist under this framework. The Spurs, as we know them, with Wemby, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, they wouldn't exist under these new rules. So how will this now shape the league? I think everyone is keeping a close eye on.
Yeah, they certainly will. It's a good time to have your team already made. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to make your team right now, this might be a tough few years as we try to figure it out. But remember, it doesn't matter how many balls you have, because only one ball is getting picked anyways.
Exactly. True. The Mavericks.
And we haven't seen it really benefit, the teams that's supposed to. It's a lottery. And anytime you go into a scratch-off, I guess there's a chance you're going to lose. It feels like the losing teams haven't really won as of late. So they have to fix it a little bit. Hopefully the product is better on the court
I will say, the last year of the tank, you have the 2 bottom teams winning, though, right? Like Washington got the number 1 pick, and then Utah got the number 2 pick. So the last year of the tank, before these new anti-tanking rules, and they get the number 1 and number 2 pick, it is a very coincidental thing as we go into the anti-tanking rules era of the NBA.
We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Sharon. From basketball, let's go ahead and drop the K and the T. Ladies and gentlemen, from baseball, the senior MLB insider and pundit at ESPN, the face of a generation for an entire sport of our America's pastime, jet passing.
Yeah, Jets.
Just Griffey. I like that.
Hell yes. Old Mariners colors, too.
How about it?
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Listen, this is on my friend Jamie Montrum runs Breaking Tea. You can get this. You can get old Keith Hernandez gear.
Oh.
You can get everything. It's comfortable, beautiful. Like, Ken Griffey's the best, man. Like, it's one of the things I love about baseball, guys. Like, the guys who you grow up watching, still even in my 40s, I just have this connection to. And whether it's seeing Ken Griffey at a ballpark still, or running into Randy Johnson, guys who you grew up with, you are going to have that affinity toward. And it's why I'm frankly jealous of some of the younger fans these days getting to watch Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge and Jacob Mizorowski and these transcendent type players. It's incredible.
I didn't hear Skino there, but I know you meant Skino.
Sal Stewart.
Yeah, I know.
Sal Stewart's nice.
Hey, can you hop back on this call? We need you to change the setting of your AirPods to stop with the fade in. Does that make sense?
I'll figure it out. So,
it just happened right there.
We're going to handle this.
Yeah, so we the beginning of your statements we don't hear, and then it fades in. And I think that's because they don't want you to interrupt. The AirPods are too smart for their own good. I've had to deal with this a couple different times. It'll fade you in, and then whenever you get up, if anybody else makes a noise, guess what? They want you to be super considerate. So it drops you back down. And then guess what? It's going to take a little bit to get back up into the conversation again. So we need to fix that on our end, I think. But also I think there is a setting on your side.
Didn't hear any of
that. We didn't hear any of the lead in there. Yeah, jet pass it, ladies and gentlemen.
Jet.
That doesn't seem like a setting that would do you much good.
I think it's for when you're in a public place and you're on a call with a bunch of people. So if there's like a lot of noise.
Bunch of noise. That makes sense.
We got to be on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then whenever you come back in, I think it's like.
So before I start speaking, I need to say for like the first 3 seconds, I'm just going to say mumbo jumbo and then get to what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's like a la 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 la. Hey. Yeah, I was thinking, but by the time you say the pause in between, you're back down at 0.
True.
So you got to fade that. Got an incline treadmill, AJ. This thing. Whoo! I want to beginner level of this thing. Nordic track, big hoss. I was at 23% yesterday. What? 23%? This thing with more to go.
Oh, you got a serious like commercial legit one, like you're climbing Everest.
Yeah, me and Zito potentially got influenced into buying this one. I was speaking about incline walking
because I guess that is the new rate, and I enjoy that. And I do kind of want to go do a mountain. I kind of would like to do a mountain, so I'm kind of like getting into that type of stuff. I'm like, I heard it's good, beneficial. I heard it gets you jacked up. Obviously, keep the legs what they are. Going to let the fat burn off. You get ripped, and you just got to walk up. So we say that publicly. Phones pick that up. All of a sudden, this thing shows up on the incline treadmill, basically, and it says, "Here come." It is. This thing's a mountain. I have no
huge screen,
huge gigantic screen.
Oh, nice.
The thing is heavy as shit, and that thing, and then the handlebars, like whenever you're standing on it and it's flat, you can't do it. This thing just drops you up there, and you're just literally hanging on a ledge like you're Alex Honnold.
Yeah,
that's literally what you feel like as you're going on there. So that's what I envisioned Jet passing as he was talking there.
Right.
It was the beginning, and then at the end we're hanging on to the top, and then he goes right back down there. So we got to get him off the mountain. We got to get him to a fucking plateau.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we just hear him.
We're working on it still.
Might have him just pop him out.
Maybe we got the other guy real quick.
Yeah, it's probably-
Have that one, kind of happen. We should have him pop it out, but that might be going through his computer, and then we got to figure that in time.
Whole nother can of worms.
Just a setting.
Could just bump him. Hey, good run.
We're bumping baseball right now?
Yeah, land the plane. We'll gas you up next week.
Emergency landing. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a little show, though. He took the jet up.
He was there. Hey, my buddy. Yeah, this is my buddy's
Had to
thing.
eject.
Dude, Griffey, old players are cool, man.
Randy Johnson.
I love the unit.
All right.
Bird strike.
Yeah.
Eject.
Yeah.
Eject.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jeff Passing. All right, let's pivot from inside baseball and inside basketball. Let's go inside of... Okay, we're not in there yet.
Uh-oh.
The door's still shut on the insiders.
You working out?
Always, Hako.
You in the middle of Zumba?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the baseball world, let's go inside with Jeff Passing.
Yeah. Woo.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Nope. Thank you so much. Yeah, see you later, dude. You're the best. Thanks, Jeff Passing. We're bumping baseball. We're bumping baseball. I don't like that at all.
It's going to be a lot of talking about what we're going to talk about in that situation, so we can have Jen on 1,000 more times.
That's a good point.
Okay, so what Jet was going to bring up is this week in baseball was a big deal because the players introduced their first proposal of what a deal could look like, and then MLB also introduced their first proposal of what a deal could look like. Obviously, the institution of a salary cap being pitched by MLB is a massive ordeal in the baseball world. The players, their proposal obviously keeps this thing with whatever salaries owners want to pay. That's what they're allowed to pay. We actually need some punishments for owners that aren't participating. We need some rewards for owners that are trying their absolute best. So kind of two opposite ends of the coin whenever you think about the cap and the no cap. And I think this is getting into an era now where fans are a little bit more business savvy, I think, with how leagues work. And I'm only saying that strictly because of how the NFL works, where it feels like everybody kind of understands the cap, how much money's left on the cap, who you can spend, who you can't spend, why guys are getting cut, guaranteed money versus non-guaranteed money, money that's kicked down the future, the salary cap gymnastics. I feel like that's all a part of the NFL conversation. So I'll be eager to see the public's reaction to the players and to the league in their proposals, because I think the players $150 million is what they wanted to be at least spent, and then MLB in their proposal, not a counter, and these are both just first proposals, not counters to each other. They're just, this is how we would like to start this entire thing. They came at 171, so that was actually more money than what they thought, but obviously the cap at $245.3 million is less than the $400 million that the Dodgers are spending, and the Mets, I believe, are up in 380 or something like that. So it's this is a monumental kind of conversation that's taking place. I think there's more earlier free agencies that are possible for players. Like there's a couple other things that the MLB are like have never really given up, who are now thinking about putting in negotiation. I assume the players are thinking about all things as well, but I think there has always been a pretty firm stance of we're not doing a salary cap. So I think MLB is going to have to figure out how to get players to understand that the cap is going to be good for the league, good for players, and inevitably not that much money is disappearing over the long haul of anything. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
but we can't have a work stoppage.
No, definitely not.
And I think that's how everybody feels right now, is we cannot have a work stoppage. Baseball is hotter than it's ever been. And it's hotter because there's been a lot of changes that have been made to the sport that people never thought that baseball would ever make. And now here we are in a good spot.
Yeah, exactly. And we've talked about this a bunch. And like Tony said, like we will hear about this. I mean, these are just the first proposals from both sides. So we'll hear a lot about this over the next several months through the season. But that is the big thing. It's like the players are very far apart on where the owners and the league is. And the owners and the league, like, it wasn't like, fans are looking at that and saying, like, they're being way too unrealistic. This is bullshit. It's not that. It's just if you're a player and you've never operated under a salary cap, it'd be tough to want to just give in and give that up.
Yeah,
So-
that's something that every other league's players association looks at and goes, I can't believe you guys still have that.
Right.
In 2026, that's unbelievable. And I think they take that as a real sticking point of pride, AJ, I do. But at what point,
you don't want to be the group that gave up free. You don't want to be the group that, hey, you guys are the ones that all of a sudden now we have a salary cap because of you.
Is it inevitable? It's like,
Seems like it.
It does feel like
Definitely.
It does feel like we know how leagues kind of go now, right? We're at a more advanced time of leagues, just as a whole, like how leagues operate and what leagues are doing and how they're doing. So for us in our world, it's like every league basically has some sort of something. Them not having it is, by the way, to the Players Association, unbelievable.
Hats off.
Have no idea how you've been able to do it. But it feels like at some point it probably will. Will this be the time? We shall see. There'll be a tough negotiation that shall happen. Let's pivot away from baseball. Shout out to Jet Passing, by the way.
shout out to Jet.
Thank you, Jet, for all
Jet.
that information. Let's go to football, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
Shefty, sorry we made you wait there a little bit. We're trying to figure out the AirPods for Jet Pass, and thank you for free earing it for us here on this glorious wrap-up Feel Good Friday. In the NFL, big deals, big things that happened this week that we need to kind of point out in our weekly wrap-up here, Schefter, in your eyes?
Well, I think you saw some guys. First of all, there were some injury updates that I think were problematic and also encouraging, right? We saw Daniel Jones back on the field for the Indianapolis Colts. We saw Patrick Mahomes back on the field for the Kansas City Chiefs. We saw other players that all of a sudden there were injuries that emerged, like Bucky Irving is dealing with a shoulder injury and isn't going to be ready till later this summer in training camp, which I'm not sure how many people knew he even had off-season shoulder surgery. We have the Jaguars running back Chris Rodriguez, who they signed to replace Travis Etienne, who went to New Orleans, and he's dealing with a foot injury right now. So he obviously isn't back on the field. So when these teams assemble for their OTAs, inevitably you get updates on certain players and their availability or lack thereof. And in the case of some players, it's encouraging. And in the case of others, it's not so encouraging. And then, of course, you have the Josh Jacobs story. That was probably the headline of the week, with him being arrested, jailed, and then freed on bond and let go there. And they're still deciding whether or not to charge him.
Yeah, and there's been obviously statements that are polar opposite of each other in the entire situation. We'll follow along with your Twitter account alongside Junior's as well. I think that was big in the NFL world. You and Rap were on TV together. We appreciate you doing that in prime time.
You going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for that, Pat?
Is that how that works?
Wow, you guys were at war?
Is that how that works? I don't know.
No, it's vastly overstated. But again, you put us on there the first time. You brought it together. You are the Menachem Begin of sports television.
Yes.
Well said. Good pull.
Well said.
Good pull.
Okay, I definitely know who the fuck Menachem is, and I want to let him know, her know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be compared to everything that you were able to accomplish. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah.
What's that?
You don't know Menachem Begin?
I just said I clearly knew who. Didn't I just say that?
You did.
Yeah. We all know, Shefty.
We all know Menachem Begin.
Anwar Sadat? Yeah, those guys?
Yeah.
They're also.
Anwar Sadat.
Oh, Zin Shinzu?
Yeah, Sun Tzu.
Is that what we're talking about?
Basically, like the modern day
They
Sun
came
Tzu.
after Sun Tzu a bit.
Really?
I think.
Who are these? Who are you referring to, Shefty, for people that maybe don't know who either of them are?
Menachem.
Former leader of Israel. They were forging a peace treaty between the two sides. They were. Yeah, and then some.
You just okay.
Let's dive into politics, Shefty. We might as well.
Thanks for coming, Shefty.
You are the greatest, Chef. Thanks, Shefty. Thank you. Thank you.
Shefty, hey, are the Texans going to pay C.J. Stroud? What's going on? They picked up his fifth-year option. What's the deal there? Is he getting paid before the year starts?
My guess is he does. That's my guess. That they've been paying their players, and if I had to guess and bet on the Texans and how they handle it, I would say that C.J. Stroud gets paid this offseason, and I would say by the time the season begins, C.J. Stroud has a new deal. That's my guess. That's my hunch. We'll see if it plays out. He got his haircut this week. That was big too. So at least he showed a new haircut to people. I thought it looked very good. CJ looked very sharp there with that new haircut.
I agree completely. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Thank you for the compliment. We're always looking for peace, baby. And we appreciate you being a piece of our life. You're the man, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
Okay, before we get out of here, it's time to have a big-time conversation here. Okay, there's a lot going on for college sports, and there's a man that is a former Indianapolis Colt offensive lineman who is basically in the middle of a lot of projections on how it could potentially work with what he has done down in Texas Tech in beautiful Lubbock, Texas, a oil tycoon, a sports lover. Ladies and gentlemen, Texas Tech legend, Cody Campbell.
Yeah, Cody!
How you doing, Cody?
Hey, great. Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, people are wondering if you're still doing the oil thing. We got no cowboy hat. Do you have a belt buckle? Do we have any cowboy boots? Do we got any like real ranching shit going on right now, or what's kind of? Two eagles. Hold on. I got the double eagle over the shoulder.
There we go.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I didn't see that. I apologize. We are back to completely ranching. How are you doing, Cody? Life good down there?
Everything's good down here. It's great in Texas.
Okay, so let's talk.
You need to come visit us more.
I agree. I completely agree. I had a time in my life. I don't know how many tortillas we're throwing around, but I'm ready to throw around more if we have to do that. Cody, you're in the middle of a lot of things right now. Okay, so let's dive into all of them. Let's talk about what's going on with the Senate Commerce Committee. I believe next Wednesday there's a vote being held to kind of put into motion. I don't know if it's called the SCORE Act or what exactly it is, but you and a team of very, very fine folks in sport and also from both political parties, I believe there's 2 Democrats on this and 2 Republicans on this as well, are trying to get something to put kind of like the NCAA kind of back in charge. Can you kind of lay out what's about to happen and what college sports could potentially look like here rather soon because of what you guys have pieced together?
Yeah, you bet. We've had some great developments over the last few days and months leading up to it. So the president formed a roundtable, and Randy Levine, who's the president of the New York Yankees, and I co-chaired that council and led an effort of basically outsiders, business people, professional sports owners, media people, conference commissioners, you name it. We talked to hundreds of student athletes and tried to help Congress to come up with a solution that makes sense to resolve the problems in college sports. And so what has resulted from that, after working with Senators Cantwell and Cruz, who are Democrat and Republican, along with Senator Schmidt and Senator Coons, again, Democrat and Republican, is that the Protect College Sports Act was introduced this week. And so this is the most comprehensive, best bill that's been released on college sports reform. It does so much to protect and save the sports. This bill is a pro-athlete bill, and it is an anti-chaos bill. And, I've been working on this issue for about 5 years, and I've never been so optimistic that we may actually have a solution to solve the problems. This is very important to me. I know it's very important to you. It impacts a lot of people's lives. It impacts a lot of communities. It impacts a lot of institutions. And to put it plain and simply, we are trying to bring rules and control back to the sport and end all the chaos that's causing the problems it's causing. We're trying to resolve the financial issues that are taking down the Olympic sports and the women's sports. And this bill effectively does that.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about why this bill is the right bill and why you're optimistic about this and the Protect College Sports Act as opposed to the SCORE Act. So this, if I'm reading this right and learning right from conversations with multiple people involved, I believe Coach Saban also involved in this. I believe Coach Urban Meyer, everybody there's a lot of people that care mightily about ball. This man cares mightily about college football. I mean, he commits his entire college sports as a whole, not just football. I mean, Texas Tech softball team right now going crazy. I think all their sports are going to go because of the amount he and others have invested into his school. But I think he also, former professional athlete as a whole, understands what the player's perspective is in this as well.
And I think the big thing, what is the counter argument? Like, you guys are going to limit what athletes are able to do, or the athletes are...
who's opposing it?
Yeah.
Who opposes this?
What is the counter, and why would this not get passed? This is empowering the NCAA to be able to enforce rules again, basically, but the rules are different than what the rules used to be. The rules are also stated in this what the modern world could look like, right? And who would be against this in the entire...
So to be very clear, we're gonna preserve the right for the players to continue to get paid, and they're going to get paid, and I firmly believe they should be paid because they create a lot of value. But it also makes sure that the rest of the system is able to survive. It ensures that there's enough funding there for women's programs and Olympic sports, which don't make money, because we all know that football is the only sport that produces income. And so, we have to make sure that income stream remains there and there's enough of it to cover everything else, or else we're going to start to see more and more of what we're seeing every day. Like you guys saw a couple weeks ago, Arkansas cut its tennis programs. Even schools in big conferences like the SEC are having financial difficulties. And so we're resolving issues like that. We're also going to stop the chaos that's been going on with the transfer portal. Control the conditions in which people can transfer. So you get one free transfer. And then, if you graduate, you can transfer again. If your coach leaves, you can transfer again. But if you transfer a second time for no reason, you have to sit out a year, just like you used to have to when we were playing. And so it seems like a very fair resolution there. Eligibility-wise, we're not going to have these guys playing for 7, 8, 9 years anymore. It's a 5 years to play. No more redshirt years. You get 5 full years of eligibility. That's in the bill. To protect the players, there's a ton of stuff in there about player health, safety, and welfare. There's money provided for their post-sport care so that they can make sure their injuries are taken care of. We're going to regulate the agents, because these agents have been out there taking advantage of these young kids. We've seen situations where agents are charging 25% commissions on these kids. And
future earnings, right? Future earnings.
Future earnings, absolutely. Yeah, it's been absolutely predatory. And we got to think about the age of these young people. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They don't know what they're signing. And so we got to take care of them. And that's what this thing does, is it takes care of the athletes, and it protects the system, and it preserves it for the long term. But I think as important as anything, and this is what I've learned as I've worked in Washington, is we had to find a solution that is actually politically passable. Because as you probably know, we have to get 60 votes in the Senate in order for a bill like this to pass. So it has to be bipartisan. And so we have to try to find ways to, kind of toe the line, walk the tightrope a little bit on some politically fraught issues, and we've worked our way through those. And with this bipartisan work, I can't tell you how hard Senators Cruz and Cantwell worked with our committee to, come up with solutions that are digestible on both sides of the political aisle. This is not a political issue. This is not a partisan issue. Everybody loves college sports. College sports is the one institution, or one of the very few institutions, that bring all Americans together, people that look at different things in all different ways. And so we need to preserve it. It's a cornerstone of our culture. It's an American treasure. And I think everyone understands that. And ultimately, everyone wants the same thing. It's just, how do we get there? And this is the most thoughtful bill that's been introduced. It's over 100 pages long. It's extensive, and it covers a lot. I'd encourage you to go and read it. It's up on Senators Cantwell and Cruz's website right now. There's a lot to it, but it's very thoughtfully done, very well written, and it provides stability and provides the ability to actually enforce rules, whereas right now, there effectively are none.
Yep, nailed it, by the way.
Well done.
I think you just nailed it, rated 0. I don't know if you saw the countdown on there. I don't know if you know this, okay, and it might just be natural to you, which is why he can... Oil's there.
Yeah, right. Sniff it out.
Yeah, that's why he could do that. There was a countdown on the screen there. You landed your plane there, rated 0-0. Incredible work out of you. Genuinely. Phenomenal work. And it sounds like the way you're talking about it, this has been obviously a passion project for you, right? I mean, legitimately, not just you. It feels like everybody involved in this, and you talked about college sports kind of bring everybody together, and it's a unifying thing. That's very, very true. It's also... a lot of inspiration. My inspiration was to get a college scholarship. Obviously, I want to be a professional athlete, but I wanted a scholarship. That's what this is going to be. I was trying to get a scholarship. I was trying to get a scholarship playing soccer. That's all, we were trying to do there. I think just preserving the feeling that college can still remain college, and the amount of passion that you all have to kind of do that, while accepting the modern realities, while also understanding that we have to get Democrats and Republicans to vote on this to make any changes at all? Because people can bitch forever about both sides. Well, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. It's like, well, you have to. Like, we have to. We have to get.
Yeah, and the thing is, nobody's going to be completely happy with everything in it. Like, but we have to come together. We have to compromise, be constructive, and come up with a solution like we do in business every day. Unfortunately, Washington doesn't always work that way. They want to be partisan. They want to fight. But the key is that we all come together and push this thing across the goal line. And that's the next step. It goes to the Commerce Committee, the Senate, the House. And, we have the support of the White House. We have great bipartisan support in this thing. I think this is something that's going to get done, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it.
How about it, Cody?
Let's go.
Love that.
I love that too. Good for sport. Because I think if we can preserve everything that it is while embracing the business and the economy and who's driving the money and everything like that, it's a win-win for all of us. Speaking of win-win for all of us, I don't know if Sark will see it that way. That was awesome what Coach McGuire did.
yes.
That was incredible. And I like the fact that he was like, Cody Campbell already called Stephen Jones. We can use AT&T Stadium if we want to do this entire thing. Your thoughts on obviously Texas Tech emerging as a superpower of college football. Also other sports, but in this particular case, college football. Had the number 2 overall pick. Obviously have a business set up behind it to be able to secure the NIL stuff for the future. The facility's brand new. The stadium's brand new. Patrick Mahomes is back around. Texas Tech, obviously, massive program in college sports right now. You are a huge piece of that, but you're not the only one. You also know there's others around you. So whenever Coach McGuire here hears what is said about them, you guys, basically in a way that Sark kind of alludes to, does he say to you, hey, we're answering this fucking guy, and what do you think about it? Because he also said, we have Red Raiders that'll buy you out of your games if you want to make this happen. So you obviously had to be briefed before he gave this speech. How do we get to this, and what is the likeliness of this? Because we put together the hypothetical, and it looks awesome. I mean, we asked DraftKings for hypothetical odds if this game was to take place, and if Will Hammond was available. The Texas Longhorns would be 3 to 3.5 point favorites, depending on how everything was going. Obviously, they are preseason Mark Schlaubaugh ranked 5th in the country. Yeah. Texas Tech Schlaubaugh ranked 8th in the country. Strong. If this was on Thursday, September 3rd, just a couple days before week 1 kickoff weekend down there in Baton Rouge for college game day and everything, this could be a stupendous kickoff to a college football season. But Cody, you and I both know, and we all know, this has never happened in the history of college anything, having a deal that happened this quickly. How much are you behind this? What is the likelihood of this potentially happening? And this would be excellent. Is this even legal to happen at this stage of things?
Well, so, you and I talk a lot about Texas, and but I don't know if you know the difference between bulls and steers. Do you know the difference?
So the bulls, they kind of go trotting around looking, And
well, there's an important physical difference, and this is a family show, so I'm not going to lay it out to you, but I think a lot of your viewers know, and you maybe have some of your guys look it up. Okay. But Bevo, the Longhorns mascot, is a steer, and it's become very clear that there are quite a few steers down in Austin, and not very many bulls. And let me tell you something: when Sark opened his mouth and he picked a fight with a bunch of West Texas boys, he should have known that he better get ready to pack a lunch, because we're ready to strap it on.
Hell yeah.
We're ready to spot the ball, and we're ready to go. So September 3rd, September 5th, you name the place, we'll be there, and we'll go at it.
Cody.
Hell yeah.
I love everything you just did right there. Thank you for letting us be a part of that. Okay. Thank you for letting us listen to that. And also thank you for shaking up this whole thing a little bit. Because you talking about from a business standpoint saying, all right, so we just got to make Texas State and Abilene Christian happy here. We got to make it right with them. Mm-hmm.
So, no, hey, they're ready to go. We already talked to Abilene Christian and Texas State, and they're happy to do it. So
they get their money.
And look, and we said we paid the buyout for Texas. I know money down in Austin these days, but so we'll pay their buyout. And look, there's no reason for them not to do it. We're ready to go.
Then this is a whole new spectacle that can be sold to networks here. I don't know who would be the ones doing the selling because obviously this is Big 12 and SEC team, but this becomes the Texas Bowl basically to kick off college football season. If we were to do that Thursday night and we just put that out there strictly so that game day could be there and also be on Saturday down in Baton Rouge because that's going to be outrageous. I couldn't. One of these streaming platforms would love to have that, right?
Oh, yeah. ESPN?
That would be, hey, now we're doing the business, aren't we? All of a sudden we're doing the business.
We're getting it done.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of pride in it. It would be a packed house. It would be incredibly, I mean, it'd be amazing. I mean, why wouldn't we play? We've been talking about playing for 5 years. They refuse to play us because, again, I think they're more Steers than they are Bulls down there in Austin.
By the way, that's a balls thing.
Hey.
Yeah, I've heard.
Love it.
He loved it. Loved a good bull joke, good steer joke.
These West Texas boys, we're ready to go. We're ready to roll. Let's do it.
Boy intact.
Yeah, you're the man. All right, big bull down there. We appreciate the hell out of you. You're the best. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Cody Campbell.
Yeah, Cody.
I love that.
You know, if you guys looking up the difference between bull and steer, and they did right here, and they popped up. One can reproduce, one can't. Okay, one of them's castrated, one's got big balls. You can guess which one that is. I love that is how.
Bevo doesn't have any balls.
Oh my God!
Incredible.
I love that they just kind of drop their nuts on the table.
Awesome. They can.
They can.
Cody's NFL offensive lineman, knows ball, appreciates ball, happens to become multiple billionaire. Back where he is from by being like incredibly
struck gold,
intuitive.
Yeah, a lot of people trying to strike gold in that business.
Oh, yeah.
So to be able to do it, obviously having a little bit of an NFL check to get in helps. But like having to, the way he's had to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge alongside his high school teammate, I think, who's the other eagle of the double eagle. Do we remember his name?
Nah, I just remember Dusty Womble, but that's not it.
Yeah, but anyways, the double eagle oil, he sold I think he sold the same company, or at least part of the company, like 3 or 4 different times for multiple billions of dollars, and he still owns. So it's like he loves Texas Tech. He fucking loves sports. He lives there. He's still young and still has like enough, I think, reference point to be able to relate to things that are happening. Has a lot of drive. And he thinks that what they've been able to do at Texas Tech is recreatable at other places. And that's like why I think he feels so obligated to help. But he's getting attacked because it's like, oh, some billionaire wants to try to help out his school. And he's like, yeah, I'm definitely fucking...
He's helping out all schools.
I'm definitely helping out my school right now, for sure. But I would just like everybody else to potentially be able to do what we are able to do right now because we don't need sports just getting axed. He's a firm believer that sports are good, not bad. We need to keep sports as opposed to lose sports. And he brings up Arkansas. He's like, they just lost a sport. They're in the SEC. We can't be having that happen.
That's been one of his sticking points from the last time we talked to him to all of the stuff that he's presented is like, we need to preserve Olympic sports and we need to preserve women's sports because those are the ones that they have to get rid of because they don't make any money. So like, yeah, I mean, if he was just like some big swinging dick asshole who all he cared about it was Texas Tech football, like he could do that. And he could kind of just say, fuck everything else. I'm going to put all my money into this, but he's not doing that.
Yeah, and he also said, like, hey, this doesn't benefit us directly because we are one of the places that could pay as much as we wanted, whereas other schools don't have that kind of luxury that we do. So, like, acting as if this is only for Texas Tech's benefit, like, no, Cody Campbell could literally fund every single team in Texas Tech and they could win a bunch of national championships, or you could kind of at least have some sort of guardrails like we've talked about from the beginning.
Him being optimistic about it passing is crazy because I assumed that city wasn't
a lot of steps, huh?
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of steps got to still go through. That's what it's a good question. Like what would you say against this bill? I guess like it would be interesting to hear the other side. Like I don't know. Like how can you argue to me that a guy should be able to transfer 4 times in 2 years?
Yeah, I would like to hear the arguments for as opposed to just against this one. We'd like to hear the arguments for
not
the other ones that aren't just like new paycheck. And it's like, is that paycheck real though? Because we don't have agents that are potentially signing real deals in some situations. So
they definitely need to protect the players too. I like that part about it with the agents. Like there's so much money going around college football now. There's a lot of people making money on fees that are much too high. Like he said, predatory pretty much.
NFL, 3% is the most.
Max. That's the max, yeah.
That an agent can get from your contract. NBA, I think it's 10, 7.
And then
Really?
baseball's
Are those
a little
guaranteed
lower?
deals, really?
I think it's 7. I think it's maybe up to that or something. I don't know but they have a single digit max too. So I think everybody here is like 20%, 15% and thinks that's not a lot. Like in Hollywood, I think 15%, 10%, 4
for NBA.
Okay, so NBA is 4%. Okay, never mind. It isn't anywhere near what I thought. So I think a lot of people here like 15, 20, 10%, like sales, you get 15% of a sale or whatever, and like that business, that's normal. For the agency stuff, I think people just think that big numbers, that's not reality in sports.
Not for 5-year contracts. It should. Now in marketing, 20% is a big thing. That's like a common thing. And marketing companies will charge 20% if they bring somebody like a deal. Like, here you go, come do this commercial. They will try to get 20%.
Yeah, and your agents charge anywhere from 10% up to 20%, depending on this. What are books worth? What is all that stuff. I've heard the whole layout a couple different times. Sweet. I will pass on that. Sounds great, though. I think that does sound like fun. And then, somebody comes in and goes, different world, you're not in it. If I fucking provide anything, that'd be fucking good, right? Wouldn't that not be good? Huh? You got it. And everybody's like, well, he's doing everything now. It's like, no. I don't think you can do that in this world. He's an absolute menace. He really is. Just like that kid from fucking Toronto.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Beast.
That was incredible. All right, let's get out of here on some O-No's.
Here we go.
Best part of the week.
Here we go.
AJ, you know what it is, AJ. This is the No train, okay, as we travel through sports world and point out the things that maybe didn't go exactly as expected. Let's go to the Aqueduct Racetrack. Edgar Zayas thrown headfirst. It's in the back there. You got to zoom in. Hey!
Oh! You don't have to zoom in. That's pretty.
Hey!
Jeez.
That looks like it's out of a movie. The horse, obviously, that he is riding is number 8 horse, Glint. Now, the owner of Glint says that the number 7 horse, Screaming Uncle, clipped the heels as they're passing by and pissed off Glint, which sent, obviously, Zayas to the moon. Now, obviously, very dangerous situation. If he would have ended up any form of hurt or injured or dead, which could have obviously happened, we would not run this. We've been told Ryder is fine somehow. We have no idea. And as you're watching that, you can't help but immediately go, oh, no!
Glint.
How normal is that? That horse, so powerful, running forward.
Yeah.
Did he run over him then, too? I mean, that's the other thing.
I missed him.
I think he missed him. He went to the right, I believe. Horse either jumped over or went to the left. But think about how much power you have to shrug something forward while you're running full speed. Throwing something backwards while you're running full speed, easy. This horse, think of the power of this fucking thing.
With your neck, too.
To flip forward as you're running full speed? Jeez. How old is this horse? When can I bet on this horse?
Yeah.
I like this horse. I really do. I'm happy Edward's healthy. I'm happy he's okay. But allegedly there was a little bit of a clip or some sort of situation is what the owner of the Glint's saying. But that's scary stuff. Happy he's okay, but can't help but go,
Oh, no.
Let's go to tennis, shall we? World number 1 golfer, Yannick Sinner from northern Italy. He was 1 game away from advancing to somebody that was not ranked, who he was favored by.
He was the biggest favorite in 20 years at a major.
Minus 10,000 at that point right there.
I believe it was minus 100,000.
And Yannick Sinner commits the ultimate competitive sin and collapses. They were showing some lowlights of him, just watching the ball just kind of get spiked right by him in the 4th set as he's standing on the court. Watch this. This guy's number 1 tennis player in the world. Number 1 tennis player in the world. Look at him down here. He got cement in his skates.
Can't move.
What are you doing?
What?
He's got to be pull his groin or something.
He's got cramps.
It was 92 degrees at Roland Garros, and Yannick Sinner has struggled in the heat in the past. It doesn't make a ton of sense, like, eat more bananas or something.
I think that Mythbusters kind of got that one.
It happens to him a lot, though. There was another major tournament. Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, in Australia, it was like 100 degrees, and he basically asked for a medical timeout and was granted it until they closed the roof. But yeah, he had 1 game left to win in that 3rd set that he lost 7-5. So truly a just absolutely historic collapse and one of the biggest upsets in tennis history.
And you can't help but go, Yannick. Oh, no! Hopefully he gets healthy. Hopefully he figures out those cramps.
Yeah.
Maybe he just plays with an IV in.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
Maybe they go from the sky. Maybe they go from the sky, and he's just kind of like,
that'd be sick.
cool, and it's just like dangling above him, like the dog leashes for the big yards.
Oh, yeah.
The IV's just kind of going back and forth. Maybe they plug into his back.
That's what I was thinking.
So then he's just kind of bouncing on this thing
Right
where
in
they
the
can get
spine.
him, hydrated, quickly.
Like Mad Max.
Yes.
Seems realistic, yeah.
What do you mean?
It's number one player in the world. Let's fucking keep him on a court.
Need him.
Can't have him just.
Can't move.
Can't
How
have
many
him.
weird potions? People are sending his coaches potions all the time with weird pickle juice and garbage in them, I'm sure.
I'll tell you what, the pickleback game that people play with the shots, I never really understood it. Like, you don't want the aftertaste of that. It's like, do I want the aftertaste of pickle? I don't know.
Depends on
if
how
that's
much you like
something.
pickles.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, I order my shit without pickles. Chick-fil-A, no pickle. Cheeseburger from McDonald's, no pickle.
No pickle.
I love pickles.
Stick pickles or all pickles on
Doesn't
sandwich?
matter.
Both.
I like them separated from my sandwich.
Spears and chips.
I went through a Spears run, I
Great.
think, because everybody's talking
Great.
about how healthy of a snack it is and everything. And it was delightful when it was chilled and had good crunch and the whole thing. On sandwiches, I think it kind of dominates the taste, and I don't want it.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
I think that's why people do the pickleback stuff.
I don't like them on. I don't have them on Chick-fil-A, but I do it on cheeseburgers.
Why doesn't Yannick do the thing of the electrolytes? They throw them out there on it, and you know what I mean?
Nice honey stick.
Yeah, one of those.
Good question. I don't claim him.
Why doesn't he do any the quickest way? Let's go to Russia.
Drinking your pee?
Why, all these things. Can't have him looking like that. That's our number one player in sports.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot, too. Like, you'd think maybe that's the first time. It's like, no, that guy has dealt with this way too often.
He needs to take care of himself. We need him. Good luck out there, Yannick. Can't have you what? A lot of people say we don't need him in the back.
Well, he was also suspended for a year for.
We do need him.
He took some pee.
What did he do?
He took steroids.
Performance-enhancing drugs, so he's naturally going to be dehydrated. This guy.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
We told Perk this the other day. Hey, if you're doing the thing, you got to stay hydrated, bro.
Exactly.
Alcaraz is the one he's just hurt in this tournament. Unfortunate.
It's wide open.
Okay, well, good luck to all parties over there in the Roland Garros.
The French Open.
Yep, there it is. Wee. Let's go to Russia, shall we? International show. Oh, you won. Oh, no. Listen to it in their language.
Сыграл волшебство в раздевалке. Никто не отменял. Ой-ой-ой.
You hear them do the oh no right there. Yeah, can't help but go,
Yes.
Shout out to the Russia Cup, obviously falling apart. We've seen that way too often.
Yeah.
It feels like these trophies are either poorly designed or poorly pieced together, where the physics don't work, for there's too thin of a neck, too big of a head, and just like kind of the science is inevitable that it's going to bust. I don't think we've seen glass shatter like that.
No.
I mean, that was tough.
The top, hey, before he even lifts over his head, the top is already all cockeyed and not on there flush before he even lifts it up. Like, someone's got to let him know.
Yeah, but also,
Like an Ichiro bat situation?
Well, I guess that is
he's
what
lucky he
happened,
didn't break his nose.
was it a little heavier than he expected as well,
Maybe.
you think?
Yeah, because it was cockamamie, and then it comes
Look at that right
up
there.
and goes right through the bottom.
Yeah.
It did.
Jeez, now you got to watch out for glass all over the
Make
place.
him out of carbon fiber.
Grab a
like
vacuum.
3D print him or something.
Hey, but still, congrats on winning a trophy. But whenever we see you bust the trophy immediately upon receiving it, we can't help but say, oi, oi, oi! All right, let's hop back on the no train for our final stop. Let's go to Queensland, Australia. It's been called the Oklahoma drills. Run it, please.
Oh, nah. Wow. What was that?
Cheap shot?
Rocked him.
That's not something we want to condone at RNC. Unsportsmanlike
Yeah.
contact, Octavio.
Let's see what happens here. Would have never expected the sports gods to bless us in such a fantastic way. I'll tell you, the Oklahoma drills, which we saw just start out like out in a park, and now they're in an arena. I have no idea which promotion is which promotion, but we want to let them know we appreciate the fact that this has become their super slap fest.
Yeah.
This is what they.
And there are some massive collisions. And every once in a while, you'll get somebody that gets a little heated and throws a shot because there's a stalemate. And then the sports gods, the Oklahoma gods say, excuse me, what is that? And then bang, you get run over and you look at the guy in the face and you go, oh, no! Lad.
What a shot.
Well, I think in Australia they
Mate.
actually say
Mate.
Yeah, and one that rhymes with punt.
Yeah.
They would say.
Gotcha.
I'm very happy that I did not grow up in an era that had to do that one. But, AJ, we know that if you did, killer be killed.
King of the castle.
You and Coon.
He would be the
That's
king
scary.
Oos of the Oklahoma drill. That would
That's scary to think about those guys doing that. But would you rather have to participate in that or slap fight?
that.
Oh,
I'm taking slap fight.
I'm thinking slap fight as well.
I mean, with your jaw.
I'm just saying, like, I envision a broken neck if someone lowers their head at all in the Oklahoma drill.
Yeah, but in the Oklahoma drill, I think I can navigate where I'm hitting.
Sure.
In the slap fest, you're definitely getting one to the jaw.
Yeah, either way, yeah, I guess you have more control.
I think you could die in the Oklahoma
drill.
one, though.
You definitely could, but also you could run
die in
that
a slap
to not
fight, too.
die.
We need weight classes too. I hope there was weight classes.
I think there were. I was
dogs
looking,
only, yeah.
I was looking through the Run Nation Championship 3 card, and I do believe that this is a lighter weight class than some of the big boys.
Pretty damn big to me.
I mean, old buddy did do both the slap fest and this. He
did.
I mean, to your point about which one would you rather do, this guy did both of them and ended up winning. Congratulations to him. So to the winner, we'd like to say, way to go, Jerome Romy Talaga.
Yep.
Nice.
Boom.
And sorry to Berna, who obviously disrespected the Run It Nation gods.
You can't
and
do that.
In the Oklahoma drill, you just can't do that.
No.
You need the gods on your side.
Need good mana.
It's been like that since the beginning of Oklahoma drills.
Yeah.
You need the football gods on your side. For us, we are thankful that the sports universe allows us inside of it. This weekend's going to be phenomenal. Tonight, the NHL. Let's go ahead and watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Can the Canes punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final? We shall see. Will the Montreal Canadiens fight back in battle? And then obviously there's a Game 7 this weekend between the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma City. Tyrese Halliburton said the best venue in the NBA, the loudest crowd is in Oklahoma City. Makes you wonder if they're piping in noise.
Yeah,
Tyrese,
gotta ask.
with how loud it is. That's obviously a battle of two teams that don't love each other. Sports should deliver. Golf's happening this weekend. Softball is happening this weekend. Baseball is happening this weekend. And football never sleeps. There'll be some sort of drama, especially if we're able to pass this college sports thing.
Yeah.
Let's have a great weekend.
Here we go.
Great work in the back this week, boys.
There you go, boys.
Where's Bruce?
Good week, boys. Bruce just went to the bathroom.
Bruce!
I know.
1 or 2.
He said pee,
yeah.
but I didn't know if it was poopy because he was trying to get out so quick. Graphic design, boys. Great work, boys.
There you go,
Good work,
boys.
Boys.
Zio, good work.
Baby Z.
Matt, good work, Matt.
Okay, man.
Talks table, way to go.
Hey, thank you,
man.
Thank you.
One half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Tone, good work.
You too.
To all the guests, thank you so much for stopping by. To the commissioners, kind of making that happen the other day, we were very grateful. To the industry for inviting us to their 4-hour celebration.
Yes.
We thank you for that opportunity. And to the fans that let us do this for a living, you're the best. To my son, Midas, hey, I hope you've heard everybody say shout out to you, even though I don't think you hear much right now because you are just sleeping, eating, pooping, and peeing.
Yeah.
Just know that your dad loves you, buddy. And to Mama, you're an absolute badass. I appreciate the hell out of you. And to Mackenzie, it's been an honor to hang out with you more. And to the sports, thank you for allowing me to do this for a living. It's outrageous that we get to do this. You all are the best people on earth. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. And without all of you, we can never do this. It was a pee. It wasn't a poop. Unless there was a quick dump, we shall never know.
It was a pee.
Pretty quick.
Good for you, Bruce. Hey, we love you all. Thank you all so much. Team on me, team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.